So hungry. Hey guys. Sorry, I'm like eating. I'm so hungry, you guys. Sorry for not streaming yesterday. I was at my brother's birthday party. He was born April 1st, but we celebrated it on Friday because Good Friday and stuff like that, so. I haven't had, wait, I had one meal today. I had pizza. I had one slice of pizza at like 12 o'clock in the afternoon. Yo, just saw Chibi uploaded. Then you started streaming. Crazy. Don't ever mention that fuck ass nigga and ever again. There's just so many weirdos, bro. And like, I'm a weirdo, but there's levels to that shit. Yeah. I love Chef Boyardee's. So why have I not been posting on my shorts lately? Your girl be working, y'all. I work 2 jobs. I do plan on making some TikToks soon. But once my house is cleaned up, it looks like a fucking tornado blew into it because I'm cleaning up and organizing as well as getting new stuff for my apartment. I have more food on the stove. Let me go grab it. Guys, don't judge me. I'm hungry. Okay? And I've just been cleaning all day today too. So it's like I didn't really eat anything. Oh, excuse me. But yeah, like I think I got off work around 6:45. I didn't get home until 7:17, 7:20. And then I've been just cleaning up and organizing and putting stuff where they should be. Like I just now distributed my dry foods, like my bread, my canned beans, my canned food and everything like that. So the food ain't going nowhere. Yeah, it is in my belly. I'm so like, oh my god. Faster, bro. You need someone to help you set up. So I do. My aunt, she's gonna help me, but she has midterms. She has midterms, and the fact of so she's studying for her midterms. Oh, thanks for the $2. They'll be in the chat. She's studying for midterms. I also have to get my TV mounted, which I'm gonna have my dad do. Then I'm gonna set up my TV, and then I'm gonna get my desk, and then I'll work on getting my monitors slowly, you know. Oh my god. Can I play Truth or Dare? Give me a second. You eat like my 3-year-old twins. I only eat like this when I'm hungry. Thanks for the 10, Zooks. How was work today? I finally put my 2 weeks in. I finally put my 2 weeks in, you guys, so. Oh my god. Oh, that was good. I feel full. I need some water now. I had to restock up on my water. Wipe your mouth sooner. Bitch. The fuck? Who the fuck you talking to? Talking to me all fucking crazy. Don't ever in your fucking life tell me to wipe faster, bitch. I will wipe on my own time. Okay? If I want to wipe at a slower pace, I will do so. Okay? You do not have the right to tell me how fast I need to wipe my mouth. Okay? That's not what we're going to do. I don't think I can reach that. Oh, I got a little bit. I just got here. My bad. I do plan on starting my makeup again. Don't worry, you guys. It's just pasta sauce. It's nothing crazy. We ain't lovely peaches up in this bitch. If you know who that is, you know what it is. Anyway, you guys like my oven mitt? You guys like my oven mitt? You know who this reminds me? Hold on. I could really do a Kenji cosplay, you guys. I got my mittens. That's what he be doing. He be like like that. He be doing that. Or he'll be like, he'll run and he'll be like that. What do I have to do for your number? Nothing, because I don't give out my number. That's why I'm single now. And I don't think I'll ever date. You know what I hate the most? Double standards. Oh my god, I hate it so bad. So, I've had something be brought up to my attention by my brother. And it had me realize that my parents like to say they raised us fairly. But I'm realizing how fully they are when it comes down to us, okay? Like, my brother, he said something, like, we were talking about stuff, you know? And he told me about the things that he's done. You know what I mean? And I'm just like, because he doesn't have a curfew. Mind you, I wasn't allowed to leave out my house until the age of 16. I wasn't allowed, okay? This little boy has been running the streets since he was like, what, 14? No curfew, and if he did have a curfew, constantly breaking that shit. But if it was me, though, you know? So it was brought to my attention. I'm just like, damn. Like, we really were raised differently. And I'm realizing it, not even with my older brothers, because I always say it with them. Like, I didn't even, I had my first kiss at 15. But my older brother had his first kiss at 12. You're a female? Shut the fuck up. No, it's still not fair. Because at the end of the day, we are all human. We all have red blood. We all blink. We can, like, come on. Okay? We all have, you know what I'm saying? So it's like, and I'm just realizing, like, damn, like, I was not allowed to do any fucking thing. I didn't have no childhood. that I could just go out and have fun with my friends, okay? Zeus low-key, right? It's not a male and female thing. It's not. It's not. No, we are not all human when it comes to being a little girl. Okay, let me ask you something. Since y'all want to talk, are women supposed to be virgins, and men are supposed to have experience? Okay, let me ask that question. I want to see where your head's at. Are women supposed to be virgins and the males are supposed to be experienced? Stop being sexist. I'm asking. Now we're off topic. No, it's not. You guys are saying it's a male and female thing. Okay? And that does have a correlation. Because if I'm saying that I'm being raised differently by my sibling than my brothers, because I only have brothers, I don't have no sisters, then it's a thing. So, should women have their virginity and men should be experienced in sexual aspects? Well, no. Do you believe that everybody should be a virgin and like experience it together, or do you feel as like I feel like there's a double standard here? Okay, you're supposed to be raised differently. No, I'm not supposed to be raised differently. No. Okay, I don't want to be held up to a certain standard and my brothers aren't. Okay, like the thing is about it, my mom always like my grandmother, I always remember my grandma always saying like she would always know who her grandchild is if it came from me. But she will never know if it was to ever come from any of her grandsons. So I'm really trying to figure out, if I'm held at a certain standard, why aren't the boys? You guys would know whose child it is. Obviously, it's going to be my kid. But if your son's supposed to go out there and get somebody knocked up and pregnant, how would you actually know if that's actually his kid? You never know until you take a paternity test, right? Oh, that girl could be lying. Oh, this, oh, that. I'm not paying no child support. That's not my kid. No, 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 no. Right? Exactly. So I feel like if we're gonna be held to a certain standards, the boys should be held to a certain standard too, because men are supposed to protect the family. Protect, y'all be saying protect bullshit, protect bullshit. What are y'all protecting us from? What are y'all protecting us from? Please. Don't worry, no one is knocking you up. I'm not worried about that. I would rather get a hysterectomy. Like, I don't know why you guys gotta say that shit. Like, I'm about to get my tubes taken the fuck out. I don't know why you're gonna say that. I don't know why you would say that. I will call my doctor right now, and I will be like, hey, I want my womb and everything to be taken out. Now what? I still can't have kids, so it's okay. It's all right. So what the fuck? I don't give a shit. Stop saying that, oh, nobody's gonna knock me up. How the fuck do you know? You may not knock me up, but the next nigga might. Girl, bye. Girl, shut up. If someone robs your house, men and women are not the same. Okay, what are some differences that are not obvious between the male and female body? Obviously, we have different autonomy. Yes. We are biologically wired differently. Yes. But what is really different about us to the point that we cannot be held to a higher standard? While I've heard some horror stories about girls who were granted freedom, they can put themselves in dangerous situations. You don't think boys don't put themselves in dangerous situations? Boys who run the streets, they get into drugs, do they not? Boys who run the streets, they get into gangs, do they not? Boys who run the streets, they drop out of school and start gangbanging, right? Start doing all the shit that they don't. Boys run the streets and the first thing they run straight into is the jail cell. Let's be so for real. Let's be so for real. This just isn't intelligent conversation. You're emotional. Shut the fuck up. So I'm just trying to figure out, God made men to protect women. If God made men to protect women, why are there so many that attack women? Why are they going against the God? Some of them had no choice. Everybody has a choice. Everybody has a choice. Your life is, you have choices in your life. You can go this way, that way, that way, this way, this way, this way, this way, this, whatever. You have choices. Life is not set in stone. Your future is not set in stone. You have the opportunity to change your fate. You can do whatever you want. Okay? You have a choice. You always have a choice. Why are women so envious of men? Because if I want to throw some dick around, why can't the women throw the pussy? You know, and I'm asking this as a woman. You know what I'm saying? Like like say if I was a man, it would be okay for me to just spread my wings and or spread my balls around to every woman who looks my way. Okay, it would be okay because I'm a man. I'm big strong man. It's in my blood to have to just have sex with anybody, right? But if it was a woman who y'all constantly say, "Oh, she's not doing this, she's too stingy, she's too picky about who she sleeps with." I feel like we should all be like women. Why aren't you picky enough about who you sleep with? Huh? Did y'all not hear about what happened in Houston? Spring break, bitch? Were there not outbreaks during the break? After the break? And that's going both ways. Like, I feel like we should just, you know what I mean? To be honest, most men don't get access to sex easily. Yeah, they do. Yeah, the fuck they do. They don't get access to the women that they actually want. But if they go after the desperate pick-me bitch, he gonna get that coochie. Because all you gotta do is smile at the bitch. On God. Have you seen a pick-me? Look, I was never a pick-me, but I was boy crazy. And I was a little desperate to get in a relationship, okay? But I wasn't, like, downing my girls or whatever to get into the relationship. But have you seen a pick-me bitch? Huh? She'd be like, okay, there was this one girl, okay, my friend was sleeping with. And she got so digmatized, like, she was starting rumors about this nigga. Mind you, she is not all that, okay? And she's not all that. And I'm trying to figure out, and he's not all that either, but I'm trying to figure out why he would even do that. He did not like that girl. He did not like her. But she spread her legs for him anyway. Because he told her things. He said things to her. Pygmies are few and in between. No. Pygmies are not few and in between. There is a lot more pygmies than women who are like me. I don't do shit. Like I stay the fuck home. I don't want to be bothered with no fucking body. No fucking body at all. Pygmy women are the type of women that will befriend a woman just to be her hater and to make sure she can get all the men and help herself. Okay? So if you were to go up to a pygmy, let me tell you something. Girls are really good at spotting pygmies because they give off desperate. Okay? And you can tell when the girl is desperate. Alright? Women can't sleep around because you can't know who the father is. Well, actually, in history, if you actually paid attention or if you decided to take it up as a hobby, because I do look up certain stuff, women who had more than one male partner, it was a lot safer for the children because no man knew who his child was. So when they did that way, they all protected each other as a unit. If you look it up. And this is what happened in matriarchy. Roy, are you okay? No, I'm just tired of the fucking double standards. Like, I'm just sick of it because why do I have to get held to a certain point and my brothers can just do whatever? So now if they get an STD, it's like, what did you teach them? Besides to, like, they can do whatever. Men can do whatever, and that's why they be doing stuff. They be getting stuff. Get back to twerking for YouTube shorts. You add nothing to the world. Let me look up something really quick. I gotta make sure I'm just twerking out on YouTube shorts. Let me look at my channel. I gotta look it up. Because I'm pretty sure after you said that comment, if I was to look at my shorts right now, all you would see is just me shaking ass. Alright. So I see me shaking ass 1 time. Shaking ass 2 times. I'm gonna scroll down. Oh, we're gonna scroll down to how long ago was that? That was what, a year ago? 8 months ago. 3 times. Okay. 3 times. 3 times. I shook ass on the channel. In my shorts. And that's about it. That's all the ass that I see. I don't see nobody else. I don't see no other ass. So what you're telling me is that you see one video, one of my most recent videos that I had. What mind you, it wasn't even recent. It was like a few months ago. And you're gonna say that I was just shaking ass on my shorts. Mind you, I don't even do that like that. I only do it for the love of the game, and sometimes I do it for fun. All right, I don't shake my ass just to shake my ass. Well, yes, I do. I don't get paid to shake my ass. I am not a midnight ballerina. If I was a midnight ballerina, I would be late for work right now because it's 10:41. Okay? I really love how these smell. They smell like laundry detergent. They smell like soap. For science, I must find these videos. It's probably tradition to raise children the way your parents are raising you. I'm not raising my kids the way that my parents raised me. I'm treating if I ever have boys, I'm raising my boys like they are girls. And I'm not gonna say, oh, I'm gonna raise them as sissies. No. They'll still be boys. There'll be some things that they can do. But I want them to wait till marriage. They will wait till marriage. Okay? They will always wait till marriage. They're not allowed to leave the house with any friends until the age of 18. Even 16. 18, you know? They're not allowed to leave the house at 18. They're not allowed to have a phone until about, I would say, middle school. Okay? Thanks for the $2. They're not allowed to have that. I will be keeping an eye on what they wear. They will not be having those sagging pants. They will not be having like these graphic tees, like all that extra stuff. I'm not gonna let my son. I'm gonna be very careful about my son's friends. Like they're not allowed to go to certain people, and if I find out they've been hanging out with certain people, they're gonna cut from the will. Okay. Most women can raise a proper man on their own. They're too soft. So, are you saying that women should start beating their sons because that'll make them harder? Is that what you're saying, Bean? You want to torture your kids because of your past? No, I'm going to raise them up properly. They're going to be raised up properly. They're going to be raised like gentlemen, okay? You're weird because your parents treated you with no freedom. You want to give that same treatment to your sons. As the only daughter, I want to treat my sons fairly. That's the entire point. Why the fuck are y'all missing the point? I said if I have sons, I will be raising them the same way that I'm raising my daughters. I didn't say this is just for my sons. Are y'all fucking slow? Are you fucking slow? I said I will raise them the same way I'm raising my daughters. I said I'm not gonna do the double standards bullshit. That's what I'm saying. Are y'all not listening? Are y'all not listening? I'm literally saying the same things that I was raised, because I will raise my daughter the same way that I was raised, but I will also raise my sons the same ways that my son was raised. What? You said earlier you hated how you grew up? I hated the fact that I was raised differently. That's why I hated the way I was grown up. I hate the way that I was raised differently from my brothers. I wanted to be raised the same way. I wanted the same way that my parents had security on me, they should have had security on their sons. That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. What are y'all not comprehending? I say I hated the double standards growing up. Was this fair treatment you're talking about? Good treatment to you? I didn't have fair treatment. What the fuck are y'all talking about? I didn't have no I didn't have no fair treatment. In other words, you just wanted to be fast. Yeah, because me going out to the mall with my friends is considered fast. Me going out and going to the park without adult supervision is considered fast. I wasn't allowed to go to the park unless my brothers were allowed to go to the park. That's how strict my parents were. Okay? It is. Okay, yes, you're fucking weird, Elijah. Y'all are fucking weird. Because why is that your first thought, me being fast? Why is that the first thought? Why would a 12-year-old me be worried about having sex at that age? I wanted to go to the park. I wasn't allowed to go to the park unless my brothers were going to the park. I wasn't allowed to go to anybody else's house unless my brothers were there with me. I wasn't allowed to do anything unless I was with my brothers. Look at how she is acting. Imagine she had no supervision. Ooh. That's not strict. That's common safety. Okay, but if I want to hang out with my friends, I wasn't even allowed to hang out with my friends. The only time I was able to hang out with my friends was during recess at school. I couldn't go to the movies. I could to the movies. I couldn't go to the park. I couldn't go to the mall. I couldn't do anything until I was the age of 16. Okay, that's what I'm saying. I'm not saying oh it's not for my safety, but I had a phone. I had an iPhone. You know, share my location type shit. They could have done that too. Like I feel like the men in here are fucking idiots, and I don't say that lightly either. I say that with hardcore. Y'all are fucking idiots. Why the fuck are y'all so worried about? Oh, it's protection. I'm saying the way that I grew up. My brothers were allowed to have girlfriends. Okay, my brothers were allowed to have girlfriends. Are you the firstborn? No, I'm the secondborn and oldest daughter. They're not listening. You're going over their head. I feel you wanted to be treated fairly. I did want to be treated fairly. My brothers were able to go outside and hang out with their friends. I was never allowed to go out and hang out with my friends at all. The only time I was able to hang out with my friends is when we had a backyard, like a community backyard, and we would go to the park and play like that. Like I don't know. I don't understand how you guys are saying, "Oh, them having girlfriends and you not being able to is the double standard though." Exactly. They were able to have a social a social what's it called? I don't know what it's called. But having a boyfriend or having a girlfriend growing up, it teaches you boundaries and what to expect and what you would like in the relationship. I don't know how to date now that I'm older. My brothers, they know how to date. Well, I wouldn't even say that because sometimes they just, you know what I mean? But I don't even know how to date. I can't flirt for shit because I was never taught how to. I was never taught like, oh, and I was telling my parents, I was like, hey, why didn't if I wanted to date somebody, why didn't you guys offer like supervised dates or supervised hangouts and stuff like that? My brothers have all of this now. All my brothers have all. My youngest brother is 16. His girlfriend goes up to his bedroom and they close the door. I didn't have a boyfriend. And if I had a crush on somebody and I was like, they would tell me to stay away from them. Like it's crazy. It's not fair at all. I understand. Okay, let's say I needed better protection than the boys, right? Let's say I needed better protection than the boys. As I said, supervised dates, supervised hangouts. It's like they could not trust me because I was a girl. You know, it's not fair at all. If my brothers can date, I wasn't allowed to date at all at the age of 16. And when I had my first boyfriend, I was forbade to see him. He was not allowed to come and see me. They took my phone, they grounded me because I had a boyfriend. But as soon as my brothers had a girlfriend or whatever, it's okay. If a boy has a baby, he doesn't have to bring it home. Okay, I'll say this. My parents said that if we ever have any children out of wedlock, or if we have any children that we do not want to claim, or like have any bastards outside the family, they will write us out the will. So all of us have to be very careful about who we sleep with anyway, because you can get pregnant. I can get an abortion just as fast. Like, it's not. The men can't do that. The men can't do that. I can get my tubes tied. I can get a hysterectomy. The boys can get the vasectomy, but like still, they can still get somebody pregnant because there's low percent chances that it actually works. Okay, I don't have to get pregnant. If I wanted to, there are so many opportunities for me to have that health care to the point where I don't have to carry that child. My brothers don't. My brothers don't. It's up to the girl that they fucked to have that. But that is fuck up. Well, that's just the reality of it. You can't get an abortion all the time. That is true. That is very true. That's exactly my point. You can't get an abortion. Like, I don't know what you guys are talking about. Like, what the fuck? What do y'all even? It ruins your insides. Well, I'm not scared of becoming infertile at all. I'm not scared of it because that just means more fun for me. You know what I'm saying? It just means more fun for me. You know, like it's just you're the only girl to your parents, so they tried their best to avoid some stuff with you, but they couldn't do that for their sons. They couldn't do that for their sons. Like, sure, I get protect me because I'm the daughter, but you couldn't protect your sons? So I'm supposed to be protected, but my brothers aren't supposed to be protected? Is that what you're telling me? Is that what you're telling me? These misogynistic people are triggering me. Yeah, it's very annoying because as males, I would expect them to be more logical, and they're literally talking from an emotional standpoint. Do your brothers have kids? No, they don't have kids. Because they have more chances of taking their responsibility. I was just talking about the fact that yesterday that men and women baby trap each other. You don't think these women don't want to baby trap my brothers? What? What? They can be baby trapped. I can't. I got the health care to prevent me from getting baby trapped. If I don't want to have a baby, I don't have to have a baby. But if the girl who trapped them wants to have the baby, they can do it. What? It's their body. It's their choice. I think baby trapping is more targeted towards guys. It's not. I actually had a cousin that was baby trapped. To be honest with you, she got trapped with a baby. She doesn't believe in abortion, and she got trapped with a baby. And now she's a single mom. So it's not like let's not say it's only targeted towards women. No, it goes both ways. It very much goes both ways. In honesty, you shouldn't be dating until you move out your parents' house. I mean, I could agree with that. But I wish I was raised the way that my brothers were because now I can date. I can date because I'm at my parents' house. I can do whatever I want now that I'm at my parents' house. You know what I'm saying? Women do trap men, especially men with a good future. Well, pick better women. I don't know what the fuck to tell y'all. Like, just pick better women. Don't sleep with people just for pleasure. Sex isn't just to be baby making. If that was the case, we should all just be breeding machines. Do I go both ways? No. Yeah, but trapping kind of refers to trapping said person into the relationship. Yeah. Yeah. And I was talking about how pregnancy is a very humbling experience for a woman. You lose your career. You lose your body. You change into you basically change into just a mom. It's very humbling. So, but I'm saying, like, why, like, you know, and some men do it, they do it to the bad bitches. Like, look at all the bad bitches that are pregnant. They're all baby trapped. The baby ain't gonna make nobody stay. I know. Ain't no baby gonna make no nigga stay. Have I ever been pregnant? No. If you lived with your brothers, would you have been raised the same way? I feel like if I was a boy, I definitely would have been raised the same way as my brothers. But because I'm not a boy and because I'm the only daughter of my family, I was raised differently, and I constantly fought against it. And I was always calling my parents sexist. Even from the age of 14 years old, I called them out on their bullshit because why was my older brother allowed to date and I couldn't even get a boyfriend? Like, I wanted a boyfriend. Everybody of my friends had a boyfriend. I'm not trying to say, oh, well, why are you trying to be a follower, be a leader? My mom always said that shit. Okay, but now that I'm older, I don't have the experience or the dating etiquette to know the red flags to the green flags. Okay, I know some because I had an abusive ex-boyfriend at the age of 16, which my parents didn't even know, but they claim that they know everything about me. They didn't know that he was suicidal and stuff like that. But he was emotionally abusive and he cheated on me. They didn't know because I didn't tell them. They know now because I did tell them like years later. And then down the line when I turned 18, I was like, okay, I'm going to get back into dating again. I got a dating app. And I still don't know what the fuck I'm doing because I still didn't really have the experience of dating. So you're just mad. Yeah, I would say I'm just mad. I am bitter Just think of it as less trauma, a blessing in disguise. So are you saying it's a blessing that I don't have the trauma, but my brothers can have the trauma? My brothers are supposed to have the trauma and I'm just supposed to be this pure thing? No. Because if I really look at it, and I don't know if you were on TikTok when this happened, but this lady talked about how she was a virgin, she slept with this guy, and now she's a baby mama. Because he trapped her. Okay? She was protected. She was protected. And she was so in love with this guy. Again, lack of dating etiquette. They had sex. And he got her pregnant on purpose. He got her pregnant on purpose. He got her pregnant on purpose. She should have told him to wrap it up. Okay. You can still wrap your willy and not be silly, right? But you do know you can poke holes in that shit, right? It don't take much. All you gotta do is just get something sharp and stick it. That's all you have to do. It's not hard to trap somebody if you're a boy. You can stick it. He stuck the needle. Not the needle. He stuck the condom. He popped it. He popped it and he lied to her. How do I know all that? She said it in the TikTok. It's easy not to get pregnant. Yeah, it is easy. As long as it's both understanding on both ends that you both don't want kids. Always mad and raging. I'm not mad. Well, I am a little upset about the fact that I was raised with double standards. But I'm not mad and I'm not raging. Okay? I'm upset, but I'm not mad. Mad is a very strong word in a situation like this. I'm just upset. Okay? Abstinence? Yeah. Abstinence, celibacy, all of that. But we have to, like, you know what I mean? Like, but we have to, like, I understand, like, protecting our daughters, but there are safer ways that they can date. Like, if I have a daughter, absolutely I plan on letting her date at the age of 16 so she understands what is out there, what she has to learn. I will teach my daughter, like, hey, you deserve to be courted. You deserve to be taken out on nice dates. Do not let any man with sweet words sweeten you up just to get between your legs, because you're better than that. There will be supervised dates. You all will be sitting in the living room. Me or your father will be sitting right next to y'all. No touchy feeling, no nothing. You can do that as parents and still raise your daughters to be smart. You can raise your daughter to be smart. I just really feel like you have no idea how this world works, and that's a little scary. I was very sheltered as a child, yes. I don't know how the world works. Thanks to my parents. You know who do know how the world works? My brothers, because they weren't fucking sheltered. I was. I don't know shit. I don't know shit. You're dating right now? How do I feel? I'm not dating because I don't know how to. I don't know how to. I don't know how to date. I don't know how to ask people out. I get shy at the thought of even talking to my crush. I don't know how to do any of that. I lack the confidence. I lack the right words. I like how to flirt and all that. Sure, I probably do know how to flirt, but in like a playful manner with like my friends and stuff like that. But if I was to go to a guy, I can't do that. I can't do that. Call up a guy and go to McDonald's? No. My parents always said, go to a nice restaurant. All you niggas do is want to fuck. All the niggas want to do is fuck. When I was on Hinge, because I was on Hinge, I was on a dating app, all they wanted to do was fuck. Just fuck. That's all they wanted to do. That's all they wanted from me. I had one guy say, hey, I want you to have my babies. Bitch, no ring? No ring? But you want me to have your baby? No ring, though? Why are you listening to your parents try it out yourself? I'm scared, though. I don't know what to do. So look at what your brothers have done. Has it been good? No, they're all fucking... They all suck, bro. Except for my one brother. He's still with his high school sweetheart. But he got some shit that he need to work on too. And my older brother, he said he gave up on dating because but he got like his little thing to the side. You just talk to people and you match up, don't link, or just match. I did with this Italian guy, okay? And we went to a party and we got a little tipsy and drunk or whatever, and I let my mom know that I was staying at his dorm tonight, so I sent her my location. And we fell asleep, and he ended up not contacting me because I didn't sleep with him. He got mad at me because I didn't sleep with him. And so he decided to, like, ghost me right after. Okay? And this was back when I was 20 years old. I was, like, I was experimenting and stuff like that. If you went on a date yelling like this, it ain't gonna work. Please be so for real. What is a live stream and actually dating in real life? Can we please be so for real? Get off the internet and find real people. How? I don't get stopped and be like, hey, can I get your number? And if I do, it's by people that need to be in mental institutions. Do I look that fucking crazy? Don't answer that. Do not answer that. I don't know how. I don't know how to meet people, okay? I don't. I suck at making new friends. I can't make friends. The only time I actually have friends is if somebody comes up to me. Like, no, I don't have friends. I do not have friends. The only people I have, I never made friends. They made me, okay? They made friends with me. I didn't make them my friend. They made me their friend. Like, go on, bro. I don't have no friends. I'm home alone by myself with a bottle of wine right now. Okay? So it's like, you can't make friends because of you. I don't have nothing to do with you not being able to make the date at 12. It's you. What the fuck are you talking about, Ford? What the fuck? That sounds like a issue that you can fix. How, though? I don't know how to talk to people. Again, I was sheltered as fuck as a child. I don't know how to interact with human beings. I don't know how to do that. I don't know how to make friends. I still don't know how to make friends. Okay? I'm very quiet. I'm very shy. Okay? So it's like, you're a great speaker though? Yeah, because you guys are not in front of me. Now imagine me standing up on a stage and I'm talking to you motherfuckers. I won't be able to talk. I can't do that. Self-centered. How the fuck is that self-centered? I'm being honest with y'all. I can't make friends. Start off with not yelling. Guys, I don't yell. And outside, I don't yell. I'm actually quiet as a fucking mouse. So you can ask anybody that I work with. My people, they were like, you're here? I was like, yeah. They're like, you're so quiet. I'm like, you guys. You haven't met your match? No. Talk to them. The fuck am I supposed to talk to them about? Look, you guys see how I am on stream? I get a little excited, and when I get a little excited, I do tend, my pitch does tend to raise a little bit, okay? But the thing is like, I have very bad social anxiety when it comes down to making new friends, because I don't want to say something that's like a little edgy, and I'd be like, oh, haha, like, not like SA jokes, nothing like that. But like, say if I was to make like a dark humor joke, and they don't laugh, and now I'm stuck in the silence, and I'm just like, oh, fuck, I fucked up, and I do. Or maybe I make a really corny joke. And they don't laugh, and I'm just like, oh, that's a bump, because that happened before, okay? Or if I was to be like, oh my gosh, like, we should hang out. They don't make plans to hang out with me, even if I try to make them hang out. So it's like, and sometimes I get way too excited, and when people tell me to calm down, I shut down completely. So it's bad. It's really bad. Bro, stop the app. You've been on for 6 hours. It's been 45 minutes. Calm down. Don't be dramatic. You were lost? I am. Why do seagulls fly over the sky? Because if they flew over the bay, they would get called bagels. See, that's corny as fuck. I would laugh. But, like, not everybody would laugh to that. But that's corny, and I actually liked it. That's a trauma response. What's a trauma response? Talk to me. You're being dramatic because this shit is pointless. You're blaming your parents for you being awkward. I mean, they played a big part of me being awkward. So obviously I'm gonna blame them. Who am I supposed to blame myself? I didn't choose this life. They raised me this way. I didn't raise myself this way. If I had a choice in the matter, I would be able to socialize and actually have, friends. And because again, I was not allowed outside my house until the age of 16. Okay? I wasn't allowed to do that. I wasn't allowed to do that. No, your personality and how you deal with people has nothing to do with your parents. There's nothing with how they raised you. Okay. Let's look it up because I feel like I have to look up these things for you guys to actually fucking think and put it in your fucking skull. Can your personality be based off how you were raised? This is Google, by the way. Yes. Yes! Sorry. My apologies. Yes. Your personality is heavily influenced by how you were raised. While genetics provide a foundation, early childhood experiences, parenting styles, and environmental factors significantly shape, trigger, or alter personality traits. I don't know why you guys are trying to argue with me. I took psychology in high school. Obviously, I'm gonna say yes. I blame them because, like, I did not raise myself this way. You're saying Google, like Google is a set by Google. Get it wrong too because you can't base shit off different. Okay, I think you're rage baiting me. Google dumb girl. I'm just saying it because some people won't be like, oh, Google didn't say it, so it don't count. I'm telling you guys because I studied psychology. I recognize the patterns. High school doesn't teach you shit. I mean, high school doesn't teach you a lot, but it does give you the stepping stone on what you should look into. Like I was studying parenting styles and how that can affect the child growing up. But it doesn't influence your love life, etc. It does actually. It very much does alternate your love life. Why do you think when people are raised in abusive households, they tend to go right back into the love of abusers or toxic love? Like, if you really think about it, if you've seen your mom get beaten, and I'm gonna always use this as an example, or I'll use something else as an example after this. If you see your mom get beaten as a child, when you get older, you're most likely going to drift into the same. You are going to most likely drift into the same relationship. She studied psychology. Where's the degree? I said I studied it in high school. I did the research on my own by myself. I dropped out of college because I couldn't handle with going to work at full time. Going to work full time and then going to school. And plus I have a very demanding job. Okay? So, no degree in sight. I mean, yeah, because I studied it on my own. You don't need a degree just to open your eyes and acknowledge stuff. Just like how if you don't get sexual education, what are you going to say to a doctor, not even a doctor, what are you going to say to your friend? Be like, hey, wrap your willy up so you don't get no STD. This nigga don't got no sex education degree. I ain't gonna believe this nigga. What? This nigga said an STD, bitch? That shit ain't real. Open up a book, nigga. Go get your degree in that shit. That's stupid. That's fucking stupid. That's fucking stupid. Like, you don't have to get a degree to know common sense, bitch. It's common sense. Read a book. And I was a very big bookworm. Like, a bookworm. Like, what? Like, what? Like, I don't know what you guys are saying. Like... Being educated in sex, it's a lot of things you learn, but at 12, it's not going to be a learning situation. Okay, why are we still stuck on the 12-year-old situation, Ford? I'm 22. 22. Okay? Just because you don't have a degree in something doesn't mean that you don't have to take the time to look it up, okay, and do your own research. I go to the library. I have an entire library of books at my house, at my parents' house. I have to go get my books, okay? I have tons of books. Tons, okay? I did have to donate a lot of books because I had way too many. My parents were like, hey, we cannot have these, like, look, I read a lot, okay? So it's not like, oh, I don't have a degree. I read a lot of books. I know the research. I've done it myself. A personality can change? Yeah, but it takes a lot of work. It takes a lot of work. You have to have a degree to breathe. Right. Look, who the fuck is the expert on breathing? You need a degree. Like, it sounds dumb as shit. It sounds dumb. If I'm saying one thing because I know it because I studied it in school. And if I didn't study it in school, I studied it on my own time. Okay? You don't have to go to college to know these basic terms. If you decide to go to college, that's good for you. But I dropped out, so I decided to educate myself in my own way. All right? You can educate yourself. You do not need a teacher all the time. You don't need that. You can teach, like, come on, bro. Okay, and I'm not saying this because I'm just to say it. I'm saying it because I actually studied for it. Okay? Environmental conditioning. Adverse conditions such as poverty or neglect and can cultivate higher impulsivity or neuroticism, while stable, loving homes often foster calmer temperance. Parental influence, because this is a lot. This is what happened to me. Parental influence. Parenting styles, family structure, and social learning play crucial roles in shaping behavioral patterns and emotional responses. I'm gonna call my therapist tomorrow morning because, like, I do have a lot of, like, emotion responses that I do have. You know what I'm saying? So I gotta, like, yeah. Epigenetics and gene expression. The environment can affect how genes are expressed. A positive environment might lead to a different personality trait being activated than a restrictive one. Non-shared experiences. While family is key, individual experiences such as different peer groups, personal accidents, or personal education are actually stronger environmental influences than growing up in the same home. Can you show us how your house looks? It looks like a fucking mess, so no, not right now. Love for my ass off. You're the only one who controls your actions. All that shit is an excuse. Okay, Carlos. Whatever you say. Go smoke, dude. I can't. I'm a singer. I'll ruin my lungs. It's best to stop thinking of your past because we will get stuck thinking about our trauma rather than moving forward. I know because I'm now 34. And I understand it, but at the age of 22, I should be so much further in life socially than I am right now. And very socially restrictive. Okay? Laugh my ass off, take accountability, and do better. I mean, I'm taking accountability right now. Like, sure, I'm in a whole nother environment now. I can do something about it. I can do something about it now, Carlos. I'm in my own place. I don't live underneath my parents anymore. I can do it now. Okay? I just have to I have to slowly learn how to do everything because I was never taught how to do anything. I wasn't taught how to do anything. I wasn't taught about how to spot the red flags or to see if somebody was going to be physically abusive or somebody's going to be emotionally abusive. I had that exposure at the age of 16 because I had to go through an emotionally abusive relationship. Okay? But all that other stuff, I don't know how to do. I've never really gone on dates. I never really experienced, like, people who actually want me and not for me just to spread my legs for them. You know what I'm saying? I haven't been taught how to, do any of that. So, Well, I'm not saying that I spread my legs. I don't do that shit. That shit is just so ghetto. It don't even look right. But yeah, I just I don't see the appeal, to be honest. Your own personal studying and influences are stronger than the ones your family put on you. You looking up why you aren't validated through psychologically can make you feel like a victim. Because you are a victim. There's nothing wrong with being a victim. Can we stop that victim shit? Can we really stop? There's nothing wrong with being a victim. Let's start for there. Let's start there. There is nothing wrong with being a victim. Everybody is a victim. Nobody is asked to be brought into this world. You are a victim of your parents having sex and pushing you out. You're a victim. Okay? Everybody is a victim. It's just how you navigate through world. Most of us haven't been taught these things. It's called life. You have to live and learn. But the thing is, my parents have taught me is that the reason why I'm so restricted is because they didn't want me making any mistakes that they did as a kid. And I made a couple of mistakes as a kid because I didn't know what mistakes they made. They didn't teach me any of it. They just told me don't do this. And I didn't, and I ended up making a whole new mistake. Okay? So, yeah. How do we get sent to Earth? By your mom. My thing is that some people need to stop because you don't know what she's going through. Nobody can truly understand what somebody is going through unless you're actually in that person's shoes and you've lived through it. Go pray. Why? What is that going to do? I used to be religious. I used to pray. That didn't work for me. And I'm not saying this because oh god, I'm not trying to get religious or whatever. I'm just saying why is that the only answer y'all got? Go pray. Why is that the only answer y'all got? I don't y'all Christians be pushing it way more than any other religious group that I've ever seen. Like you do not hear the groups in here say like you do not hear any of the other group in here talking about some go read our scripture. You don't hear that. It's always God this, God that. Like come on, bro. How do you know if I'm not how do you know I don't believe in God? What if I believe in Buddha? Then what? The answers you need are in prayer. I prayed about money and having financial stability. I said I don't got that shit. And I've been praying for it since I was a little girl. I'm kidding. I'm kidding. Streamer is being very aggressive right now. Okay. Is there a holiday for you tomorrow? No, I work tomorrow. And go to school and get paid. I work 2 jobs. I just put in my 2 weeks notice for my second one because I got a promotion on my first one. But tomorrow's Easter. Tomorrow's Easter? Where's my calendar? I can't see on here. Praying helps you believe in something. I believe in myself. I'll pray to myself. Okay? So, not everybody believes in God, Carlos. Okay? Just saying. Not everybody believes. What am I doing today? I'm tired. And I'm gonna start my humidifier again because I feel so congested in my nose. I don't know if you guys can hear it. You're making yourself God. That's why you're asked where you at. No, I'm not. I think I feel pretty fine. The thing is, like I don't need to know about. I don't need the fear of something to make myself a better person. Okay, Pearson. I don't need the fear of something to make myself a better person. Okay? I do believe that there is a higher power, maybe multiple. We don't know. But there are so many religions in the world, you can't really tell which one is the true religion. Why would you fear God? He loves you. I mean, he put sin in us to make us fear about everything. So I don't. I feel like if he didn't want us to fear him, why would he make hell? What the fuck is that? They coming for me. Hell was made for the devil and his followers. I mean, God made hell. The devil didn't make that shit. To be honest, roaches? No, it's not roaches. It sounded like someone was on FaceTime. Like somebody was calling someone. Also, hell wasn't made for you, but it's made for sinners, though, right? If I don't believe in him, I'll be sent to hell. So I probably will. So he didn't make it for me. You know what I'm saying? So oh my God, there's so many Christians up in here. Get out of my chat. He gonna make you call out? Watch. Watch what? God is a jealous God, is said in the book. But why and who is the most greatest jealous of anything? I don't know how God could be jealous of anything if he's the one true God. Like, I don't get jealous because I know that I'm better than everybody else. You know, sometimes you gotta be conceited to make yourself feel good. Like, I don't understand how God could be jealous if he's so great and everything. I mean, like, who cares if they worship other things, you know what I'm saying? Because you're a God. Why would you be jealous of such things? It doesn't make any sense. Sucking my ass. Oh, shaking my head. That's why you're asked where you're at. I don't care. You ain't shit, ain't been, and I'll still be shit. I ain't shit, I'll still be shit. I don't give a fuck. Is that supposed to make me feel bad? No. I don't give a shit. I don't give a shit. Don't judge him. Why? He can judge us. I feel like if somebody can judge us, I feel like we can be judgmental too. You know what I'm saying? It's like when your parents praise your brothers for something you do but don't get acknowledged for it. It's not. It's really not. Because remember how he got mad about them celebrating the golden calf, which is similar to, you know, the womb and whatever, if you really dig deep into it. And you saw how that he got mad about it. But he shouldn't be jealous of other gods. And if he was the one true God, then why are there so many other religions? Why isn't everybody a Christian? My mom is sending me Sheen outfits right now. Am I Christian? I used to be Christian. Limo, because that's a false god, which is a demon. Okay, so why doesn't he just get rid of the other religions if it's so bad? God didn't create religion. That's what I don't understand. How didn't he create religion? He literally put his child in a 12-year-old girl or a 14-year-old girl, a minor. He put his child in a minor, by the way, and made a religion surrounding that entire child. So he did kind of make it. You know what I mean? He kind of did. Mary, yeah, Mary was a minor, by the way, when she got pregnant. She didn't have a choice in the matter. She had to carry that child by force. Do you think people should keep bullying? No, I was a bully victim. But God does not force anything onto you. It's free will. I mean, instead of starting over with Adam and Eve, he kind of forced us to live their mistakes. If we really think about it. Because why do we have to live from their mistakes? If you can make people, why don't you just make them again in the Garden of Eden? And why would you not hide the tree of knowledge and put it away somewhere? Like, why don't you put that shit into like a cave and block the cave off? Like, why would you purposely put it in there? It was all part of his plan to have a choice, but then he punishes all for the choices of two people. It don't make no sense. You don't know what you're talking about, yet think you are making sense. I mean, I'm asking questions. That's why I don't know what you mean. You got no accountability. You're absolutely correct. It's called free will. I mean, yeah, but this was before. Was this before? No, he made it during the time that he made Adam and Eve, right? So if he gave them the choice of free will, why do we have to get punished for two people? Why do we have to get punished? That's like when you get in trouble for school. Like, okay, let's put it in perspective. You're in school, right? And there's like a group of rowdy children, and you're quiet as fuck, and a whole bunch of other kids are quiet as fuck. But because those rowdy children, you can't go out to recess because they were rowdy. Do you see how that's not fair? That's not fair at all. So everybody is forced to endure the punishment because of them two. If he has the power to create humanity, which he clearly can, why can't he just start over? He didn't have no problem nuking out the entire earth. He made the flood, right? Snap of fingers and make some new humans. Like, what? Sin is the issue, not you. But like, why would he purposely create something he doesn't like? That's like me making an egg sandwich. Wait, no. I can't eat egg. I'm allergic to it. That's like me making an olive sandwich, and I don't like olives. Why would I make that? We created sin? No. God is the creator of everything. We can't create anything without him. He created it. He didn't give them the choice of free will. He gave them instructions and they disobeyed. Well, I feel like if they didn't have any free will, I feel like they would have followed the instructions fine. Don't that makes more sense? Like, say if you were to make a robot and you programmed them to not do this. They don't have the free will to do what you told them not to do. So I'm just trying to figure out how that don't make no sense. If he didn't give them no free will. You can tell your child not to put their hand in a cookie jar, but they always have the choice to put their hand in the cookie jar regardless. So you're in favor of slavery? No, actually. I kind of think that's what kind of desensitized me from Christianity. Because while slaves were praying to God, he was answering to the slave masters because they were flourishing. It doesn't make any sense on how he has favorites, I guess. He has favorites because if you see your people are suffering, why are you just going to let them suffer? Why was there slavery to begin with? What the fuck? Like, it don't make no sense. We were not slaves. In America, yes, you were. Well, we weren't, but I'm talking about back in the day. Like, if you read, like, the books about slavery, he allowed those people to torture black people, African American, black people from all around the world, the transatlantic slave trade. He allowed the slave masters to go through with everything. And then on top of that, the Jim Crow laws and the sharecropping. So they weren't really free. And then when they were free, a lot of black Americans were killed. Like, I don't think you guys understand what was it the 70 acres and a mule? Was it 70? I don't know if it was 70 acres and a mule. They were each given 70 acres and a mule, and a lot of black Americans don't have that generational wealth because they were killed. They were killed. But if the world is so bad, the world is already bad, right? And I'm a very strong believer, like, if the world is already as bad as it can get, why can't he just start the flood again? He did it once before. Even black people had slaves, so let's talk about it. What black people? Give me 20 different black people that had slaves in slavery back in the 1800s when slavery began. That's humanity's errors, not God's. Yeah, but we can't create anything without the power of God, right? God creates everything, good and evil. Good and evil. So God created slavery, and he intentionally allowed people's ancestors to be enslaved. It was usually them purchased their damn family members. I mean, yeah, you can back then, like, I don't think you guys understand how bad slavery was. You had to actually buy your family members back. Like, there was a book I was reading about this mom during the sharecropping era. She was saving enough money so she can buy her daughter's freedom. I mean, I understand free will, but I think it's common sense that if you see that your people are enslaving other people, I think it's just morally wrong. Don't you think? Like, I think I would put a stop to that if I found out that my robots were enslaving other robots to do their bidding. That sounds kind of fucking sick and evil and twisted. So, no, you don't understand free will. I mean, I understand it, but I don't at the same time. Adam and Eve did have free will. Because if they were instructed not to do something, I'm pretty sure if they didn't have free will, as Bean was saying, he's like, they didn't have free will back in the Garden of Eden. But if they didn't have free will and God told them not to do this, and then they ended up doing the thing that they ended up doing the very thing he said not to do. They didn't have they have free will to do the thing because they told, like, that's why I gave them the example. They had free will, that's the point. I know. So why didn't, if he had, like, I'm trying to figure out why he didn't start out from scratch. Why are we still suffering from two people? Why are we still suffering? He could have made two new people in the Garden of Eden. But because two people fuck ass mistakes, we all gotta suffer for it? How the fuck does that work? We aren't suffering from two people. That's the thing you're confused about. First of all, didn't they eat the apple? And that's why they got banished from the Garden of Eden? They got banished from the Garden of Eden for disobeying God. Why not make two new things? If my robots were to disobey me, I would make new robots. I would actually destroy them. And make new robots. Your ass suffering from your own decisions. You're absolutely right. We choose our own suffering. We are not afraid. Okay, but, like, why are we all getting punished for it? They did die? Yeah, but, like, we're still... But you know what the thing about it? We're not even the ancestors of Adam and Eve anymore. We're the ancestors of Noah from Noah's Ark because the entire population got wiped out besides Noah and his family. We're all cousins. We're all cousins, bro. We're all cousins. And you know what's funny? Even though we are no longer Adam and Eve are no longer our ancestors because Noah is our ancestor because we were born from Noah. Why didn't God give not Adam, Noah the Garden of Eden? He was old enough to understand. They were banished. Yeah. I mean, he could make new people, though. I don't think you guys are understanding. I don't think you guys are understanding. You guys. I don't think you guys are understanding. If Adam and Eve made the poor decision to eat the apple and he banished them, he should have just neutered their ass so they didn't have to make no children. Why would you want your children of children to be no, bro? No. More of them were banished. No, it was just Adam and Eve, and then the whole fucking thing with Cain and Abel type shit. Like, I'm trying to figure out why you just don't recreate the people. Like, if you could make Adam a whole new wife, because I guess his first wife was Lilith, you can't make a whole new Adam and Eve, bitch, in the Garden of Eden? Well, what? Noah's grandfather was son of Seth. They are directly related. Yeah, but he didn't the flood like wash down every. Okay, I'm trolling this time. But like still, if it was so bad that they got banished from the Garden of Eden, why didn't he just make new people instead of just banishing them? He could have just snapped his fingers and made new people. Fake Christian, stop preaching. I'm not a Christian. The stupidity is strong with this one. Why do you think I'm asking questions, you dumb fuck? Instead of insulting my intelligence, you can just answer. That's why I'm asking these questions. Like, why didn't he make new people? He could have made a whole nother population of people. I'm not on Noah no more. I'm still stuck on Adam and Eve. Because he loves them. Why? Ask God. He ain't gonna come down and answer me. I gotta ask y'all because y'all some experts. Because the eating of the apple is what gave free will. No, they had free will in the beginning. He died so your sins could be forgiven, but we still have sins. Just take them out. Just take them out. It's disrespectful to ask this. No, it's not. Because Adam and Eve are his creation. He can create a whole bunch of other. I created dinner. And I can create dessert. You see how that works? He can make other people, bro. She sounds angry. I'm not angry. I just talk like this. I'm a little excited, so that's why I sound a little bit more excited. Lucifer sinned as a high-ranking angel. Yeah, and God made hell and made Lucifer the king of hell. Right? He bestowed the crown against Lucifer so he can become the king of hell. And that's why everybody else who followed Lucifer also became demons. And they do you know what I'm saying? Yeah. How would you feel if he just snapped his finger at you because you sinned? I think I would be pretty okay. Like, everybody sinned. You know what I'm saying? If he snapped his fingers right now for those who have sinned, I'm pretty sure our political party would be wiped out. And I'm not complaining about that. They've done more sinister things than I have. So you know what I'm saying? No, hell was made for Lucifer to be tormented in for eternity. So why does Lucifer and hell have the gate, the key to heaven? Why does Lucifer have the keys to the gate of heaven? Why does he do that? Why did God give Lucifer the key to heaven's gates? What starts with N-I and ends with R? Nigeria. Oh, wait, no. What does start? Hold on. I gotta look this up. What ends with N-I? What starts with... No, what starts with N-I? Silly goose. Oh, my gosh. Starts with N-I and ends with R. Nightclubber, Nightcrawler, Nightwalker, Ninny Hammer, Nicknamer, Nickpicker, Nitrometer, Nightwear, Nitrifier, Nightjar, Nirator, Nibbler, Nimbler, Niffier, Nippier, Niftier, Niftitier, Niffer, Nipper, Nisher, Neher, Nixer, Nicer, Knitter. Yeah, that's all the word. I'm so glad that you brought this to my attention because I had no idea what starts with N-I and ends with R. Nicer is the correct answer. Oh, amazing. The whole world would be wiped out. All sin is equal in his eyes. Lucifer was his favorite angel at one point, but then Lucifer wanted to be God. What? The devil doesn't have no type of power, not even over his people. I know he don't. He don't have that much power. He does not have that much power. I don't think God would give somebody who tried to like overtake his throne to give him power to do anything to harm y'all. I like when y'all be saying the devil did this. The devil don't got the power to do that. He got banished. What? You don't got no emotion? No. But I feel like, but I don't understand how Lucifer is the god of evil, but God created good and evil. So isn't he like, you know? Wait, how did the devil have the keys to heaven gates? I don't know, but I heard that Jesus fought. Well, I read that Jesus fought him for it and he won and he brought the key back up to the heaven gates. Oh, but he does it. Oh, but he does. It talks about in the Bible how earth will be hell one day. Yeah, but he doesn't have the power to do that. Now, if God was to be like, yo, Lucifer, and Lucifer was like, yo, what up? And he'll be like, hey, set the world ablaze. I give you permission. Then he will be able to do it. But he has no power in the human world. In the Bible. I read it in the Bible. I grew up Christian, okay? Yes, he does. No, he doesn't. He does not have that type of power. If he did, I feel like the world would be so much worse than it actually is if the devil actually had power. Okay, I think the world would be in such a bad shape if your eyes didn't read right then. How? I went to church and everything. It said so. The preacher said so. To be fair, the world is already hell. I mean, yeah, we're born with sin. We're born sinners. So are children actually innocent or are they born with sin? I'm trying to figure that out. I read in the Bible. I read in the Bible. Hold on, where's my mittens? I gotta be like Kenji. Hold on. I'm sorry, Kenji, but this is what your Denji model looks like to me. Read the Bible. That's because the preachers say it doesn't mean it's true. I went to 3 different churches growing up. They all said the same thing. You're literally dumb as fuck, girl. I'm trying to work with your opinion. I'm trying to figure it out. Y'all giving me different answers. You're giving me different answers. We're born sinners. Are you Jewish? No. Didn't God rid everyone of their sins? Wasn't that his sole purpose? Yeah, but well, I guess not, because if Jesus died for our sins, we still have it. So he literally died for nothing. I guess he died for the forgiveness of our sins, which doesn't make any sense because God already had the power to forgive our sins, but he wanted to be dramatic and kill his only child to do that. It's a curse. Sin is a curse. Okay, but like God can get rid of it though. Why does he just get rid of it? Now all Christians have the same understanding, so you're going to get different answers. Why am I going to get different answers if this is the same religion? It doesn't make any sense. If I was asked about the Quran, I'm pretty sure people would give me one strict answer. Just one answer. Or Buddhism, they would give me one strict answer. Like, I don't know what the fuck. No, if he doesn't advise you not to say much. What? So it's not a curse? I'm trying to figure it out. What is it? He won't because he gave us free will and he respects that. Did he though? Because when people were fucking giants, I'm pretty sure that was a free will and he just wiped out the entire earth because people were fucking giants. People yearned for the giant dingling and he got mad about them yearning about the giant dingling and breeding giant babies and he killed them all for having the free will of being monster fuckers. So I'm just trying to figure out why that's the problem. If they wanted to be monster fuckers, just let them do it. Why was he mad to the point that he wiped out the entire population? Why? That's because giant was half human, half demon. But I mean, like, it's free will. If they were into that type of shit, he should have just let them. This is your daddy and mama phone. I'm being kind of, I'm like trying to make this into humorless. I'm trying to be humorful, but I'm also trying to get an answer as well. Like, all right, I'll try to explain it to you, but you slow. Good night. Goodbye. Have a good night. You literally look manic and spiritual. No, I'm just really tired. I had a long day at work. I had to wake up at 6 o'clock in the morning. It had nothing to do with me looking manic. I don't look manic. If I looked manic, I'm pretty sure I would be in a psychiatric hospital. What's wrong with saying what she asking? I don't know. They have a problem because I'm asking too many questions, I guess. He's a jealous God? Why? Why is he a jealous God? It's obvious you don't believe in God. Thank you. In addition, your mind is warped for you to be speaking that manner. Please put good things in your mind, not bad. So, but it's not bad. I'm asking questions. How is it bad that I'm asking you guys questions? You guys don't know the answers? No one in this world can make Christianity make sense. They don't even have the same thought. Exactly. Everybody's saying different answers for different things, and then they're all collectively telling me that I should go pray. But y'all are not telling me anything. I don't know what y'all are training me. It's good to ask questions. The people you're asking don't have the answers for you to be honest. I know, I'm realizing that, but I'm trying to figure it out. If everybody is reading one Bible, which I'm pretty sure everybody is if it's one religion, why are there so many versions of the Bible? You know what I'm saying? Like King James Arthur or whatever his name was. Why are there so many versions? Why isn't there just one? They just quote scriptures? I mean, yeah. Christianity has different religions and beliefs. No, Christianity is the religion and it has the same beliefs. You can't change it. Isn't that what? Isn't that part of the rules? Like, isn't that part of the Ten Commandments? Like, you can't change the what God stands for and stuff like that, or what God you worship. You can't do that. One Bible, but you keep quoting your preachers. No, I said I read the Bible too. That's why I'm asking these questions. And I said like the Bible didn't make any sense. That's why I kind of just pushed away from it. So I'm asking different but almost the same. No, not really. Let's Google how many. I want to see how many versions of the Bible. How many versions of the Bible are there? Wow. What the fuck? There are hundreds of different English Bible translations with over 450 plus known versions and roughly 900 total English translations and paraphrases. Globally, the full Bible has been translated over 776 languages. Understandable because there's so many languages that people believe in God. With partial translations in over 4,000 languages, reflecting continuous efforts to update language and accuracy. Understandable. But how many versions of the Bible? There are 450 known versions of the Bible. Why are there 450 known versions of the Bible? Why isn't there just one? Why are there so many versions? Why are they switching it up? What is going on? I'm trying to figure it out. Like, y'all are saying a whole bunch of different things because there are so many different Bibles. How many times has the Bible been rewritten? I mean, there's tons of. Let's look it up. How many times has the Bible been rewritten? Thousands of times over the centuries, it's been rewritten. The Bible, oh wait, not even rewritten, overhauled. Let's look at the definition of overhauled. What is the Definition. I'm so fucking tired. Definition, bitch. You know how to spell. Uh, overhauled. Take apart in order to examine and repair it if necessary. Why are they repairing the Bible? Overtake someone, especially like Jordania overhauled its chief rival, a company that overhauls and repairs aircraft engines. Sure, that's an example, but like, why are they repairing? What is there in the Bible to be repaired for if it's all one thing? Because we live in the New Testament. Does it say that in the New Testament? Does it say exactly what's going on? This is why you have to be connected to the living God and not just the past stories from other people. But how do we know if God is living if he's just constantly overlooking a whole bunch of things because of free will? I feel like at some point you have to step in, right? Like, I feel like at some point you just have to step in, especially if your creations are harming each other to a very high degree. Like, I don't think you would just step aside just because it's free will. I think you should step in at certain aspects. Like, if you see somebody fighting, you're going to step in, right? Because you don't, it's not normal to see that. But for God, it's just like, hey, they got free will. I don't give a fuck what they do. I'm just going to keep an eye on them. And I'm just going to watch the show. I'm not going to do shit because they got free will. But you were able to step in all those times, but you can't step in now. You were able to step in about them breeding with demons, even though they're into that shit. You were able to step in and wash the entire earth away. But now you can't even step in at certain things. The Holy Spirit is there for a reason, but it's not doing anything. Like, it just doesn't make any sense. 2,000 years is like 2 days to him. Well, but he sees everything, don't he? Didn't y'all, isn't that also a thing? Like, he sees everything. He's all eyes, all ears, all knowing. So he knows what's going to happen. He knows what's going to happen, and instead of preventing it, he's just letting it happen. I feel like if you know what's going to happen, you would step in. Just like God wasn't able to step in when Jesus because he wanted to die for our sins, he wanted to. No. God told his son to go die for the sins. Why would you tell? That's like me saying, my son, go sacrifice yourself for people who don't even give a damn about you. Okay? Like, why would you, and why would you even want your child to even go through that? Okay? If you love your child so much, why would you get rid of the sin as a whole? It doesn't make any sense on why you would want your child to suffer. You want your child to be nailed to a cross, bleeding out. Doesn't make any sense. Bro, Jesus died for our sins. We didn't have to sacrifice animals. I mean, didn't he get mad at Abel? Or was it, no, it was Cain. He got mad at Cain for sacrificing animals. We wasn't supposed to sacrifice animals in the first place. We were supposed to give him fruits and flowers. And he got mad at Cain. He got mad at Cain for sacrificing animals. He told Cain to stop. If he didn't like that shit, then why do people keep doing it? You know? Like, I don't understand it. A lot of the reason he doesn't step in is because it's part of growth, even if it doesn't seem right initially. But I mean, if you see something coming and you know that's not what you created life for, why would you just allow it to happen? Like, he's seen the future about the giants overruling the world, and that's why he wiped out the world, because he didn't want the monster fuckers to inflate the world, you know? So them pastors ain't teaching shit. I mean, they're just reading off the Bible. You know what I mean? You have to go to school. I think you have to practice. I think you have to go to school for ministry before you can become a preacher or a pastor. No, the pastors want money. Yeah. That's another reason why I don't really believe in it, because, you know, preachers are so greedy for money and stuff like that. Life is a test. Well, everybody failed at that shit, to be honest. You fail at one point. God loves everybody and he's coming back. He needs to come back sooner. Wasn't he supposed to come back in the last rapture? Why he keep moving the goalposts in the date? He should just come on the right date. Why is he just telling people, "Oh, I'm coming," and then he doesn't come? That's like being a deadbeat dad saying that he's gonna come and take you to Disney World and he's not coming to take you and he doesn't show up. That's rude. He's supposed to step in every time something bad happens. I mean, he's God, right? I think that should be like the most logical thing to do. You step in when something bad happens, regardless if you made free will. You can alternate the universe and make sure you that people still have their free will, but there are different outcomes. He didn't move it. I mean, isn't the rapture the day of when they're supposed to be coming? When the trumpets come out? Does my parents step in every time something goes wrong? Well, my parents did. When something went wrong, they would step in. Especially if it was like a fight between me and my brothers. They would always step in. You know why? Because it's the logical thing to do. You don't just let people harm each other just because. That's not what you're supposed to do. When you see somebody fighting, do you step in? Yeah, you do. Well, maybe not you in particular, but somebody else does. If you see somebody undergoing an overdose, aren't you going to step in and call somebody to come and help that person so they can survive? Yeah, you are. You're going to step in because it's the logical thing to do. Think of it like a parent and a kid. The kid's going to fall and scrape his knee, and the parent could solve that by carrying them everywhere, but it's part of their growth. That's not even logical. That child is going to understand what happens when they fall. Okay, it's up to the parent to guide them. You're not gonna foresee your child falling. And sometimes your child does need to learn how to listen, and they do need to undergo the consequences of it. But I'm saying there are consequences for things, but the consequences are not a scrape in the leg. Okay, a lot of them are psychologically damaging, emotionally damaging, like again psychologically damaging, and physically damaging. How do you know if you cross the street and you get hit by a car, it's gonna like you're probably gonna be paralyzed for the rest of your life? You don't know. You don't go outside knowing what's gonna happen to you. God does though. He doesn't do shit to prevent it, even though you're his children and he loves you. Your dad might be flawed. That's why your daddy is the priest. My dad is not the priest. My dad's not a preacher. If you were sincere with the questions, if you made a video game and someone asked, why did you do it like this and not like that? You, the creator of the game, are you not made it to your pleasure? What are you saying to me right now? I don't understand what you're saying. God doesn't step in because of free will, and if you follow free will instead of God's will, you will be punished for eternity. That doesn't seem very loving at all. Why do we have to get punished for something that we don't have any control over? We don't have control over free will. It's just free will, right? We have the control over, we have choices on what we want to do in life, but we don't have control over it. Another thing is, if how are we supposed to know about, I just don't understand it. I'm just so confused. Stop slandering God's name. I'm just asking logical questions. I'm not slandering anybody. But you have to control your actions. A lot of people don't control their actions, and that's why we have the world that way it is. I feel like there's a point that you have to step in. Okay? Why is he just allowing young girls to get pregnant? Not even pregnant. Impregnated because of rape. Does that seem logical to you? Why are their children dying young of diseases? Does that seem logical to you? They don't have their free will. They didn't choose to be born into a situation like that. They didn't choose to be born with leukemia or cancer. They're suffering. A world without the a possibility of bad is a world without the possibility of good. Yeah, but I feel like when the bad is overrunning the good, I feel like we have to step in, don't we? There's a lot of bad happening. I don't see a lot of good happening at all. I don't hear shit that's good. Have you gone on to the news and heard anything good in the news lately? I haven't. It's all bad. It's all bad. He doesn't even stop them in churches. What's he gonna do everywhere else? I mean, yeah. Then the churches are the house of God. If he can't stop them from preaching the way that they preach, wasn't there that one preacher that locked the doors because they wasn't giving him enough money for whatever? A lot of people in hell. A lot of bad equals a lot of people in hell. How if he forgives them for certain things? It doesn't make any sense. If he forgives people for their sins and their actions because they repented, there wouldn't really be anybody in hell like that because they repented before they died. Well, I would say like just like a dabble of people in there because they repented before they died. He doesn't have to do anything. It's us who have to do stuff, our own actions. I'm trying to figure out how he doesn't have to do anything when he created everything. How does he not have to do anything if he created everything? That's what I'm trying to figure out. Like if he created everything, he needs to do something cuz he created it. He created it. Why did God create rape? He created good and evil. Why did he create that? He created slavery. He created famines. He created droughts and floods. Increased population declining. That's the sin, not from God. But he made the sin. He made the sin. What are you guys not understanding? He made it. God didn't create evil. God said, let there be light and let there be darkness. I'm pretty sure those are meanings of let there be good and let there be evil. Well, you're just asking stupid questions now. No, I'm not. I'm pretty sure I'm asking like really easy questions. I'm trying to figure it out. People have free will. Some bad things are going to happen, but I'm okay. I understand that, but why isn't he stepping in when there's so many bad things going on now? There's so many bad things going on now. Why can't he step in now? There's no good in the world. There's barely any good scraping against the bad. The justice system ain't even good. That shit is corrupted as shit, and that's supposed to be good. So I'm trying to figure out. God did create evil. He created all. Don't contradict yourself. That's what I said. That's what I said. He created everything in the world. Humans did not create this stuff. We may have free will, but there has to have been something there for us to be able to do it. He had to have created that to be able for us to make those choices. So if he didn't create, sexual assault, I'm pretty sure nobody would be sexually assaulting anybody because it wouldn't have happened. Nobody, we don't create that. He creates everything. How do you know something is evil exactly? It's evil because you know it's morally wrong. I think it's just very logical that you know that something is bad. No, the angels fell before sin entered the world. No, didn't Adam and Eve create sin? Didn't they create sin by disobeying? Isn't that part of the 10 commandments? You may not disobey or something like that. So people saying God didn't create Satan. God created all the angels of the world. Of course, he created Satan. He created Lucifer. I think Lucifer was his first child. Okay, Lucifer was his firstborn son or whatever. Okay, Jesus was the second. Because why the fuck? are you gonna punish your son because you know what I'm saying? Because you want to take his rightful heir of the throne. He's the rightful heir of the throne. Why are you gonna Why are you gonna disobey? He said my son. Okay, now I'm being joyful. He said, you may be my oldest son, but why are you trying to rush things? Now I'm gonna make a younger brother so he can take your place, and you're gonna be banished to the underworld. Does that make sense? It doesn't make sense. Satan wanted his kingdom to be above God's and to be better than God. That's why he was kicked out of heaven. Yeah, but God knew that. God is the all-seeing God. Y'all say that he sees things before things even happen. Why would he create something if he already knew how that person was going to react? And even then, he could have just killed Lucifer. You know? Oh, thanks for the $2, Landon. I appreciate it. Orlando. Satan didn't want God's position. He hated that humans right above angels. What? That was his pride? Yeah. If Lucifer was God's pride, I'm pretty sure that's like meaning that he was his firstborn child. When you have your first kid, that's your pride, you know? Well, in royal hierarchies, like your firstborn kid is your pride, or like the firstborn son is your pride because they're the next up to the throne, right? Humans were above angels. Some of what you're saying is not biblically sound. I'm asking questions. Where are you getting this info? There's like 450 plus copies of the Bible that have been redacted and rewritten, and there are different types of. I'm trying to figure out why are there so many different Bibles. Y'all are not agreeing on not one thing. Y'all are saying so many different things. God did not create sin. He created humans with free will, which means you have the freedom of thought so you can think of ungodly things to do. Okay, but if you had the freedom of thought, God would have had to create those thoughts. He would have to create the... Okay. What is free will? Free will is the capacity for agents to make choices unimpeded by prior events or external constraints, allowing them to be authors of their own actions. Okay. Did God create thoughts? Many, particular in Christianity, believe that God, because God created humans in his image, he designed the capacity for thought, consciousness, and the mind to reflect his own nature. So if we're all the embodiment of God because we were created in his image, a lot of y'all just inherited his bad side, because there's no way. There is no way. A lot of y'all just inherited the sick shit that he be thinking about. Bibles are just popular opinions on what we want to believe. I thought they were just about prophets. Yeah, the Bible constantly contradicts itself. If you're genuinely curious and want answers, what you are saying only bad things about the Bible. No, I've actually read the Bible. I'm asking you guys questions because you guys are all attacking me about what I'm saying about the Bible. I'm just asking y'all what y'all God think, but y'all don't even have a say answer on what y'all God thinks because there's so many written books of the Bible. There's so many versions of it. Y'all don't even know the true version of it. There's not even one version of it where it's all true. Excuse me. We are in his image and likeness, so we can do all he did. Oh. Angels were supposed to serve us when God created us. Well, they're doing a pretty shitty job. Where's my angel at? I need help moving shit around in my apartment, and my shit is a mess right now. I can use the help right now. Many lies, one truth. Exactly. Why there should be only one Bible. Wait, how many? Let me see. Let me see if any other religion has this. How many versions are of the Quran? There are 10 recognized canonical recitations for like the Muslim books, the Quran. Okay. What? Are there books of Buddhism? Buddhism does not have a single exclusive holy book like the Bible or the Quran. Instead, it is a vast collection of sacred texts, with the most central being the typical Pali Canon, often called the Three Baskets, which includes Buddha's teachings, monastic rules, and philosophical commentary. How many versions of the Three Baskets are there? Let's look it up. So there's 10 canon books for the Quran. How many books are of the Three Baskets? What the fuck? Control. Oh my god. And there are a dozen of English translations of approximately 40 to 50 volumes of the Three Baskets. But are they all canon, though? I'm pretty sure they're all canon. Oh, wait. Refers to the three main divisions of early Buddhist literature, which contains thousands of discourses and rules. While there are three core divisions, a full collection often contains dozens of volumes with English translations, fillings, and approximate. Okay, so look up what happened. What happened to the Bibles and the Dead Sea? Okay, let's look that up. Discovered between 1947 and 1956 in Corman Caves, the Dead Sea Scrolls contain over 900 manuscriptures, including copies of every Hebrew Bible book except Esther, hidden roughly 2,000 years ago by a Jewish sect, likely incense. They include the oldest existing biblical text dating 250 BC to 68 AD, often closely matching later Masoretic texts while providing variations. But there are numerous copies. Missing Book of Esther. What is the original Bible? The original Bible refers to the earliest manuscripts of Hebrew Bible, Old Testament, and the Greek scriptures, New Testament. So is the New Testament Greek and not Hebrew? Rather than a single early book, the earliest complete surviving manuscripts are 4th century Greek codices. Greek. Greece. You guys told me to Google this. Shut up about me. Oh, you're Googling it. You're Googling it. Yeah, y'all told me to Google it. Obviously, I'm going to Google it if you ask me. And I'm going to actually look it up. Like, I don't know why y'all trying to act. Why y'all trying to go, like, gaslight me into being like, oh, you're looking it up because you don't know. Yeah, you guys told me to look it up. Shut up. Who? What's her? I gotta scroll up. Hold on. Somebody told me to look up the Red Sea. Vino the Gamer YouTuber. Look up what happened, the books of Bible and the Dead Sea, and I looked it up, and and I just went into the deep dive. I did world religion in high school. I think most of us did like religion. Ethiopian Bible, widely considered the largest and most complete biblical canon, including books like Enoch, Jubilees, and Maccabees. Okay, but why are there so many then? God is energy. But we're all okay. So we're all energy then. We're not even human beings. We're just vessels. Which I can agree. We're all energy. No, I wasn't trying to be poetic, royal. You living in that time Christ warned about. Many false teaching of Christ 2,000 years later. What you're looking up, sister, is the warning. All those are lies. All I'm looking up is the books. I'm not looking up anything really. I'm looking up the books. So, I mean, God created the Google. You do know that, right? He gave whatever his name was the idea of Google and helped him create it, by the way. So, I guess God is lying in that sense about what he wrote in here. You should do jujitsu. Should I? No, he did not. Yes, he did. Just like how if I believed in God, God gave me the calling to do YouTube. You know? That's how it works. Imagine someone gives you a Bible in Greek and you know another language. You will translate it into that language. Yeah, but there's not one set book. They're not copying and pasting the translations into one book. There are 450 hundred. How many versions of the Bible is there? Over 450 plus known versions around the globe. So it's not just one book. There are a whole bunch of variations, and 900 of those are English translations and paraphrases. But they're constantly putting stuff in there and taking stuff out. That's why you guys are constantly giving me different answers. There's you guys are not reading the same Bible. That's all. Christianity is those of the chosen people. There's so many chosen people. I don't understand. I guess some people I don't. If they're chosen, why are there so many? Are they supposed to like select a few? Just like how, like I feel like if they were chosen, they should live a lot longer. Don't you think? Like Noah was chosen, and he lived up to be like 900 years old. I feel like we should be reading his book. He was the oldest living person ever. Where's his version of the book? Hold on. What is Noah's version of the Bible? Account in Genesis. So he only has a chapter in there. He don't even have his own book. I feel like we should be if we really want to be reading the Bible, it should be Noah's version because he should have written the Bible because he was literally the only person to have lived that long. You guys think you're going to convince her over a YouTube live stream? I mean, you guys can't convince me anything because you guys are saying a whole bunch of different types of things. You guys can't even collectively agree on one thing. You guys are saying this and no this then, but no this then. But you guys are not even set on what you guys are trying to say. Moses wrote Genesis. Well, it's saying that Noah wrote the book of Genesis chapters 6 through 9. So he didn't even write the book. He just wrote 6 to 9 like 6 chapters 6 through 9. Moses didn't write Genesis. See what I mean? You guys can't convince anybody because you guys don't have you guys don't even know you guys aren't even reading the same Bible. You guys can't even pinpoint on the same thing. Now, if you guys were teaching a history class and you were teaching a subject, I'm pretty sure your students would be like, oh no, this, and they would all be set because they collectively agreed on one thing. They collectively agreed on one answer. There's so many answers because there's so many different versions of the Bible. Because not everyone knows the right answer. Not saying I know it all, but everybody is going to have the same opinion. Yeah, but you guys are reading the same Bible, no? I feel like if you're reading the same Bible, you guys should be able to answer this like that. Like I don't know why you guys are saying that. It should be easy to pinpoint it. You guys are all Christian in here. How are you guys not collective? How do you guys not, as a collective, agreeing on one thing? You guys are telling me a whole bunch of different things. Y'all are saying the preacher is wrong. I said I read the Bible. All of a sudden the Bible is wrong. But there's multiple versions of the Bible. So which Bible is wrong and which Bibles are right? You guys can't tell me that because there are so many versions of it and so many of you guys don't have one thing that's collectively agreed upon. Let everything man be a lie and let God be the truth. I mean, sure. Jesus Christ is the common denominator. Seek him first. Everything else comes on its own time. So are you guys worshiping Jesus Christ or God? Because they like I don't think they're the same person. I don't think God would kill himself over sins, to be honest. I think he just made that so he can like I don't know. It all means the same thing. No, it doesn't. If we all read Cinderella, we all say she lost her slipper. Yeah. We all agree that like she married the prince at the end of her story because we all seen the book. Or well, not the book. But if you have read the Grimm's the Brothers Grimm version, we would all collectively agree that the birds plucked out her sister's eyes because it happened in the book. But nobody is telling me a set answer. Jesus is the way of life and true, but are you guys gonna say that to a Muslim, a Buddhist, of somebody who has another religion, or are you guys like I don't understand it. Like, what is with you guys like constantly trying to like push people into the path of Christianity? There are so many other religions in the world, but you guys are saying, "Oh, Jesus Christ." If one person says Cinderella lost her shoe and someone else says she lost her slipper, those are two different answers, but those are contradictory. No, a slipper, the slipper basically was basically a shoe. Okay, it's classified as a shoe because it's on her foot. Okay, a slipper. It's a slipper, and it had heels. It was a golden slipper, not a golden, a glass slipper. I'm pretty sure it could be classified as a shoe. It could be you guys can say the same you guys can say the different things and say the same answer. But you guys are not saying the same things in different answers. Y'all are saying a whole bunch of different things in different answers. Like there's no correlation to either of what you guys are saying. You guys are all disagreeing with each other. I don't know if you guys can see that. Don't get an attitude. I don't have an attitude. I'm just very tired. I'm about to end the stream. I gotta go to sleep. What is happening? I don't know. I'm confused as you. Then why don't you do your own research? I did. That's why I'm asking you guys. Because you guys are saying that I'm wrong because I'm asking questions, but you guys can't even give me the correct answers. You guys are just all saying the wrong. Like, you guys are all saying different things. I mean, I read the Bible front to back. I've also read like the kids' Bible version. Mind you, I was a bookworm as a kid. Okay, so I've definitely read the Bible. All right. I read the version of the Bible where, like, you know, like somebody, like the Holy Bible, you can't understand because it's like speaking in tongues or whatever. But I read the version of the Bible where I can comprehend it, and then I like looked at the Bible, the kids' Bible, and then I compared the two, and there was some stories missing in each. If you really think about it, your ass still yapping. I mean, it kind of is my job. I don't know what you want me to do for me. Nobody cares. I mean, they care pretty much, and so do you. Yes, you're here, or however the fuck you say your name, because you commented. They're playing semantics. I don't know what kind of game they're playing. I'm just confused. Everything that I praise the Lord. I mean, okay. Ask him to reveal it to you in a vision or a dream. We're just mere humans, don't know all the answers. Well, I'm trying to figure out why the world is the way it is today. I'm trying to figure out what greater good is coming out of this. Trying to figure out what great impact is coming out of the world's economic crisis. But I guess we'll see if we make it that far and we don't get wiped out. I hope we get wiped out. Maybe the world will be a better place. You know. God sends me dreams. I mean, sure. Do you change date time on your phone? No, it kind of just comes in with the phone, you know, as created. So I don't touch it. Never answered my question. What was your question? What did you ask me? You didn't ask me anything. You just told me to ask him to reveal himself in a dream or whatever, because we don't know the answers. You didn't ask. You didn't even ask me anything. Are you atheist? No, I'm spiritual. Read the Bible and became an atheist. I read the Bible and I became spiritual. Religious people think they know. They don't know though. They can't even collect. They can't even agree on one thing. There's multiple versions of everything. And the fact that you guys are getting frustrated with me isn't very godly like, because I'm asking to learn and you guys aren't teaching me anything. God send me everything you Christians get, and I don't beg him to reveal or extra stuff people do. Yeah, I mean, I kind of just. I've been looking for like an apartment, but I didn't pray for him to get this apartment. I just kind of got it, even though I was homeless for like 6 months to almost a year. I didn't pray to anybody. I just kind of got it to my own. You can pray to God all you want, but I guess your life is just set in stone because he gave you free will. So if I was to pray for my little cousin to not die of cancer, because of free will, God can't do anything because my cousin chose to have cancer. I guess in that sense, um, prayer works. It doesn't really work because you still end up dying. You can pray all you want, you'll still end up dying anyway. So, of course, prayer works. No, it doesn't. I don't even pray. Okay, I don't pray. That's just how life works. But meditating does give you the answers. Meditating and praying are two different things. If you really want to learn, try learning one on one, preferably not with 70 people all at once. Well, I did try to learn. I have uncles, great uncles who are pastors, and they didn't even understand what they were saying either because I was asking them and they were just like, don't, don't question the power of God. And that's all they had for me. And I'm like, why can't we question him? Because he's not really doing a good job with his power. He's just letting his creations ruin the creation of the world. He's not doing a very good job. That's like your boss giving you the job and then like you fuck it up and he don't give a fuck about the company and it just burns everything to the ground. That's basically what's happening right now. He gave us free will and people are burning it to the ground and we're all going to suffer for it. I mean, we suffer for it because like Adam and Eve and everything. When he could just magically make two more people and put them in the Garden of Eden, but he didn't want to do all that extra work. He just wanted to like have us all suffer. And then when people decided to be like, let's go fuck the demons, he got mad at them for having the free will to fuck the demons, and he wiped out the entire earth and started anew when he could have done that at the beginning, you know. Um, he also caused children of the world to suffer too, because if you were firstborn from Adam and Eve, I feel like he could have just taken that child and raised him up in the Garden of Eden. But, because children are innocent in all aspects of the word, right? So if they're all innocent in all aspects of the word, just why don't you just take that child and raise that child properly? Because as you can see, their parents were dinguses and they couldn't comprehend or listen even though they had free will and what they wanted to do and choices. You could have still taken that child and raised that child to be a better person. I'm pretty sure Adam and Eve would probably want that for their kid. I'm pretty sure they probably begged in the Bible to let their children into the Garden of Eden because they are innocent, you know. Do you not understand what God's will is God's way? Oh yeah, because that makes sense. So if somebody was to get sexually assaulted, I guess it's okay because it's God's will for that person to like magically end up losing their life because of what happened. But it's God's way. Like depression is also God's way, which is also one of the leading factors of suicide. But it's God's way because they needed to understand the power of impact of what is suicide and how it can harm them even though they're already gone. You know, it doesn't make any sense. It is what it is, which is kind of pretty shitty because how do you have this much power and you're doing a shitty job? It's doing a pretty shitty job. It doesn't. Well, I mean, it's his way, it's his will, right? So if your child was born, this was with dysfunctions in the world, I guess it's God's way of letting that child suffer, even though that child is innocent of all aspects of the word. Because children are innocent. They're born, even though they're born with sin, they can't even comprehend it because they're not old enough yet. But if that child is born with a deformity, I guess it's okay because it's like free will, and that child decided to come out the way that it did, or the parents had the free will to have the child come out the way it did. I can understand that. Like, look at Christian Rock. You know what I mean? A super hard truth is that yes, life can suck, but compared to what we will receive in the next life, all suffering is not. But but there is no next life in heaven in Christianity, right? You guys all just go to heaven or hell, and you guys just stay up there till kingdom come or whatever. Like, you guys don't even. I don't even think you guys believe in resurrection. It's just like you guys die, just float on up into the sky and wait for your family if they don't get dragged to hell by their decisions. Life is a cycle though, yeah, but like that's not the way that God created it though in your aspects. Like, if you were to die and you were this great person, you would be sent to heaven. If you died and you were a terrible person, you would get sent to hell. You don't resurrect, you know? How do we know we want to return as a tree? You don't know. And you can't really, I don't think it's allowed in the Bible that you can be resurrected, to be honest. Read Revelation. Is that another version of the Bible? Is that what you're telling me? Like, I feel like people be like, "Oh, thank God," because something good happened to them, and they praise God because that one thing happened to them. Like, I can be thankful for God. Like, oh my gosh, thank God that God gave me this apartment, but He still let that child die of cancer. So where's His priorities really lying at? You know, like, where's His priorities lying at? I mean, I can stay homeless for a couple more months. But a child lost their life in the process of me having the thing. How would we know? I'm just trying to figure out, like, I don't know. Y'all say He works in all powerful things. You could have seen that shit coming. You're supposed to praise Him even when bad things happen. He's worthy to be praised, and we were created for that purpose. I mean, I fully believe we were created for the purpose of, like, being part of Him, you know? We cannot give you the answer from something bigger than us. But you guys were able to give me so many different answers about the Bible and why like, I don't understand. Like, you guys can't give me that answer. This is what I'm talking about. You guys say don't question God, but like, I've been asking questions the entire time, but now you guys don't want to answer because it's God's will and plan. So what's His plan for the child that comes out my womb, huh? My child gonna die? That's His plan, that I'm supposed to go through grief and potentially unalive myself because of how heartbroken I am for the loss of my child? Is that what you're telling me? That's God's plan? If what if God's plan is to, like, have me get hit by a car and I'm in a lifelong coma, and he gives my parents or whoever the stuff and everything. You ignore it and read bullcrap. This isn't the Bible, and you guys are telling me it's all God's plan and God's will, and we all have free will. But so what's God's will? What's God's will if it's free will? What is that? If we have free will, why is it God's will? But that hasn't happened yet. You're getting upset. Things that haven't happened. How do I know it's not gonna happen? I could die tomorrow. God would know it. He can't. He could possibly prevent this shit. I didn't choose to die. He just decided to take me up one day. You know what I'm saying? That doesn't make no sense. You can be the most innocent thing in the entire world, and you can still get slaughtered for it. Like back in slavery. Slaves were praying to a God that was not answering him. The slave master was praying to a God, and he was the one that was answering to them. God was providing the slaves for the slave masters. He basically sided with evil in that one point. So are you telling me, like, you know, slaves were praying to many different gods? Okay, let's look at the ones in America. Okay, what did American slaves pray to? American slaves primarily prayed to the Christian God and Jesus. Slaves often adopted Christianity, identified with the biblical story of Hebrew captivity in Egypt. They found hope in a Savior who promised comfort for the oppressed. And they stayed in slavery for 400 years. They didn't do much praying, you know what I'm saying? They could have prayed a little bit harder, is that what you're saying? It was God's will for them to be tortured like that, down to the DNA. God say, obey your earthly masters. Yeah, it's all written in the books. It said, God comes first, then the slave masters, then the slave master's wife, then the slaves. So God gave basically the power to the slaves because he's their second in command. I mean, not slaves, the slave masters, basically. It's hard to have a conversation here. Consider taking calls at some point. I'll probably expand it a little bit more when I get my Twitch set up more. Um, just remind me when I get my setup back, and we can just have this conversation. I'll do like a Discord call or something, and then we can really get into it. Can we talk about reality? I am talking about reality. What are you saying? What are you saying? The Bible ain't reality? It's also not wrong to question God. It's not wrong to question God. I'm pretty sure you can question why your boss, like if you were to go to work, I'm pretty sure you would question why your boss is working the way the company it is when it should be worked a different way. I think we can acknowledge that God has flaws, okay? I think that's healthy. I think it's healthy to acknowledge that God has flaws. You know what's not healthy is to say that he doesn't have any flaws because he's God. That's not true. He did have flaws. Okay? Question your nose, Goofy. I mean, God made it. Why would you question what God made it? God made me this way. So, why would you question God's creation? You know what I'm saying? So you just sounded dumb as fuck. He has no flaws. Yes, he do. He created evil. That's a flaw right there. Why would you create something that will potentially bite you in the ass? Like he created Lucifer and that bit him in the ass. Like why would you do that? Like I feel like we can acknowledge that he could do better. You know that's how we grow. God did not create evil. Yes, he did. Look it up. Go look in the Bible, as you guys like to tell me. Oh my gosh, my feet are numb. Jesus died so that you could live. No, we were still gonna live even if Jesus died, or if he didn't die. You know what I'm saying? You saying God has a flaw is crazy. I mean, he could do so much better in the world. So yeah, he does have flaws. His power is just not where it should be, and I feel like he could do so much better in the world. I feel like he can bring so much better into the world too. Because why are you just letting evil run rampant? There is not enough good in the world to target and whatever good there is in the world, it's swallowed by the evil. You know, so bro, he doesn't just control everyone. We have free will. I mean, but he's an all-seeing God. He's all-knowing, so he knows things before they even happen. So why would he let the world get this bad? I'm pretty sure he got like he's seen what was gonna happen in the future with the giants and stuff like that, and so he wiped out the entire population. But it's a problem when I say, hey, he should probably wipe out the entire population again and restart this shit because clearly it didn't work. And it didn't work the first time. You know what I'm saying? He gotta redo that shit. You know, horrible take. I don't give a fuck. True love's required free will. I mean, sure. The devil is winning more than ever nowadays. The devil doesn't have any power. I don't think you guys understand. I don't think you guys understand in the Bible. All the devil has is hell. He does not have the power to over. He doesn't. If he had the power, he would have overtaken God a long time ago. He doesn't have that type of power. The devil has power over you right now. I'm pretty sure it's God letting me talk, because the devil does not have. The devil can influence you, but he doesn't have the power over you. Okay, the devil can't force you to do anything. He didn't force Eve to eat the apple. He just said, "Hey, do you actually want to see what the world is going on?" And she said, "Yeah." And he was like, "Okay, eat the apple." That's it. Influence is power? Not really. Not if you don't let it happen to you. You know what I'm saying? So, plus, if you look it up, because it does say this in the Bible as well, but since I don't have the Bible on me right now, we'll just Google it. Did God create good and evil? Whether God created good and evil is a complex theological question with differing views. He did create evil. It says it in the Bible. When he says, "Let there be light and let there be darkness," he's saying, "Let there be good and let there be evil," because you need a balance in the world. That's basically what he was saying. Okay? You need a balance. The world is not balanced right now. The see, this is the balance of good and the evil. It's like this right now. Okay, the evil is winning and the good is losing. We're not winning at all. The purpose of evil. Some perspectives suggest that the existence of evil is intended to make human choices meaningful, allowing for a choice between less good and good. In summary, while God is typically viewed as the creator of all, evil is often defined as a parasitic force or permitted consequence of free will rather than a direct positive creation of God. Okay. Did God create sin? Which is evil, basically. Corruption, not creation. Oh, okay. So this is saying that it didn't, but I fully believe that, because we don't have the power to create anything unless it's through God. We can't create no animals. If we were able to create shit, I'm pretty sure the world would have probably blown up by now. But I'm just saying, like, if he didn't create good and evil, who did? Us? We don't have that type of power. Because we wouldn't know what good and evil is if you know what I'm saying? It doesn't make any sense. It doesn't make any sense. He didn't create sin. We created sin by disobeying. But like, how would we know what sin is if God didn't make it? We didn't know what it is. We can create humans though? No. Well, yeah, we can create humans because God gave us the biological wiring to create humans, but we can't create anything else. We can't create anything else. Because people of this world. I mean, sure. But if we really think about it in a Christian perspective, it's God's will, right? So it was God's will that sin was created. So God technically created the sin. It was God's will that evil has happened, because as you can see, he's an all-knowing God. He's gonna see that shit. So why didn't he just nuke that shit in the bud? He created evil because you need the power imbalance. I mean, the power balance. Okay, it needs to be balanced. No, it was not a fruit. What are you talking about? Satan them, and we didn't. God made us, placed us around the bad He made. Yeah, because He created bad and good. You can't create one thing and not create the other. Just like how you can't sell drugs and not create the consequences of your own actions. Every action has a reaction. It's a chain reaction. You do this, you end up with that. Okay, you have sex without protection. You create a baby. That's the reaction. So how can you create something? We don't have the power to create anything. In the Bible it says so. We don't have the power to create anything. We can't create sin. How would we know what sin is if we didn't create it? We didn't create that. God did. And so if you believe it needs to be balanced, why keep asking why when it comes bad things happening then? Because why is the bad overshadowing the good? There's no balance anymore. There's an imbalance in the world. That's why. That's why I'm asking why. Why is the bad overshadowing the good? Why isn't he stepping in? Why isn't he putting a stop to it? He's just letting all this shit happen because I guess it's God's will that evil overtakes the world. He can't stop this shit. He stopped it the first time. Why can't he do it again? The so-called devil told you to wear clothes for the believers of God. Why are you wearing them? Well, first of all, he didn't tell us anything. He asked Eve, he just told Eve, like, well, not told her. He asked her if she wanted to gain some knowledge. She said yes. And he pointed to the fruit, to the tree of knowledge that God forbade them. So he wanted them dumb as fuck. Why would you want your creations dumb as fuck? You didn't want your creations to have knowledge about anything? You didn't want them to be with knowledge. You wanted them to be dumb. He wanted them to be ignorant. You know? You really believe in man-made religions, manufactured gods? I don't really believe in any of that stuff. I do believe there's a higher power, though. I do believe there's a creator, but I don't believe there's just one God. I believe there's like, you know what I mean? Eve was deceived. I mean, sure, but she was deceived into gaining knowledge, into working her brain. Why is the devil bad if he literally gave her the blueprint of like, hey, 2 plus 2 equals 4. Oh my gosh, it equals 4? Adam, it equals 4. You know what 4 plus 4 equals? What, Eve? 8. Girl, that 8. Clock it. Like, you see how that works? You see how that works? God purposely made us to be dumb. And he made the tree of knowledge. You know what I'm saying? Like, it doesn't make any sense on why. And I don't fully believe that Eve actually ate the apple first or whatever the fuck. I personally believe that Adam did because that's why y'all got an Adam, like, y'all Adam's apples stick out more in y'all throat for the males. You know what I'm saying? Knowledge of good and evil. Yeah. So them eating whatever they ate gave them the knowledge, the power of knowledge to understand and comprehend things around them. And God didn't want that for them. So he wanted them to be dumb and obedient. So he didn't really want them to be have free will. Because he gave them the choice on whether or not... Because free will was already there. Free will was already there. He said, you have this, and this. Don't do that. Don't do that. But they did that anyway. So they had free will, but he wanted them to be dumb. So why didn't he just take the free will in the first place? That's not true. God has made us perfect. If he made us so perfect, then why did Eve and Adam get, like, why did they obey him the first time? And if we were so innocent, why wouldn't the babies of Adam and Eve just not go back to the Garden of Eden to get raised by God? Because then you can just indoctrinate them. They won't have the knowledge. They're dumb. You can raise them to be dumb. You know how easy it is to raise a dumb baby? You don't got to give them shit. You just got to give them shit. And they'll figure it out. They're not going to figure out what 2 plus 2 equals. They're not going to figure out how to read and write. They'll be dumb as shit. They'll figure out how to walk, though. And how to eat. You could have raised them. Look at you. I mean, yeah, look at me. They got kicked out of the garden. Yeah, but children are innocent, right? Children are innocent because they come straight from from heaven to the womb, and they come out into the world. So if they're so innocent, why would he allow them to suffer? So I don't think he's like, that's why I think he's flawed. Why would you allow the children to suffer? You know? Why would you allow the children of their, like, why would you allow, I mean, I can understand the parents suffering, but why would you not allow the children who are literally born innocent to enter the Garden of Eden and to raise them? Like, I don't know. If God were really real, why would he allow suffering? That's what I mean, I can understand there's a balance But why would he make the most heinous shit? Like, why would he make rape, sexual assault, impregnating, raping and impregnating a minor? Why would he make those things in the world? The devil cannot, he does not have any power over the world. He does not have that type of power. Okay? Satan does not have that type of power. God is the only one with the power of heaven and earth. The only power the devil got is if what torture mechanisms he got for you and how. That's all he got. He didn't create that. People decided that's what they wanted to do. Well, in the Bible, wasn't there a point? Wasn't there a girl, Delilah? I think her name was Delilah, and she got raped by 12 men, right? Was it 12 men? I think she had like 12 brothers. By Joseph. I think it was Joseph. He had one daughter, out of the 12 sons that he had, and she got raped. And the first thing the brothers did was kill those people. I don't know if I don't know if there's like I don't know if I'm saying the wrong child, but yeah, you're blaming God for fish, for allowing fish to be fishes. I'm blaming God for being flawed in his thing. Delilah was not raped. Well, he allowed this dude to sell his daughter though. You do know that, right? You need to realize the Old versus New Testament. What's the difference? So the old one is the what? I thought isn't the old one like the main book? What's the New Testament? The watered down version? He didn't allow this. Well, he's allowing it. He's all knowing. He's all seeing. He sees this shit and he allows it to happen. He can stop it at any time and he chooses not to. He doesn't. He allows you not to. You know. The whole King James thing's trash. Yeah. Yeah. Old Testament is the Jewish. The New Testament is Christ. I mean, I read both. So. I'm blaming God for having people constantly on the knees begging for shit. And they don't even get the shit that they're begging for. And if they do, it's like one person has to die for them to do it. Like, you know what I mean? Like, a child could be dying of cancer and you could be praising God for giving you a new job. Like, where are the priorities? Where are the priorities? Where? You can worry about getting the new job. Can we focus on getting the child healthy? Please? Please? I think the children are like, you know what I'm saying? What is that? Is that a thermometer? Come on, guys. Blame God, not people. I mean, yeah, because God created us, right? God created the people. I guess we got to blame the creator, not the creations, because that's not how it works. You don't blame the robot for being a homicidal robot. You blame who created it to become a homicidal robot, right? Yeah. Now, if that robot had free will from its creator's command, you can actually blame the creator, because why would you not step in to a certain degree? You know? He created us with the intention to do great things. It's not his fault. We all fell on the short of his plan. I mean, yeah, it is, because he stopped the bad things from happening the first time. He stopped the monster fuckers from fucking the demons to create the demons to stop creating giants in the world. But he can't stop the Epstein files. He can't stop that shit. But he can stop monster fuckers from fucking the demons to create giant babies. That's basically what it is. He can do it. He just chooses not to now. He said, yeah, the drowning is just one time thing. I don't give a fuck if children die or if young girls or young boys are raped and assaulted. I don't give a fuck about none of that shit. But hey, you want a new car though? Yeah, I got your prayers. You see how fucking flawed that is? You see how flawed that is? That don't sound right. That does not sound right. God stopped slavery? Yeah, after 400 years of it happening. He didn't stop it. He was like, oh, okay. Them people had enough suffering. let them go now. Let them go. Let them go. But if they, but put the rules in force. Like we need Jim Crow laws and segregation. Actually, before you actually set them free, people, slave masters, let them be sharecroppers so they stay on your plantation and they pay you back the debt for using your tools to create things to pay. And the 40 acres and mule, yeah. Some of them niggas can get that. They can get some of the 40 acres and mule, but kill that one and that one and all the under 100 ones. Like, oh yeah. The city underneath Lake Lanier. Yeah, I told the slave masters to drown them people because we don't give a fuck about them niggas. You see how, like, does that sound right to you? No, he did that shit. Oh, that baby's dying of cancer. Well, God's plan, but you prayed that you wanted some good loving in your life, and I'm gonna send you this man, this wonderful man. Hopefully he's not an abuser. Not that I can't see it or anything. You know, I'm all seeing and all knowing, but I'm gonna look the blind eye because you wanted a good man in your life, but he's a God-fearing man, but he might slap the shit out of you if you say something I don't like. You see how stupid that sounds? You see how stupid that sounds? God can stop death? Hell fucking yeah. He stopped Noah from dying. That nigga grew to be 900 years old, bitch. It's all a lesson. How is it a lesson? A baby can be born and then die. That's not a lesson for the baby. What is that the lesson for the parents? Like, what? If God stopped all the pain and suffering, what could be the point of God? We would okay. All right, let's say. There can be pain and suffering, but to an extent. Okay, I feel like to an extent there can be pain and suffering. I don't think pain and suffering should be like, oh yeah, little girls, they can get impregnated by older men, you know, grooming standards and rape. Yeah. Yeah, I don't know if you guys heard about the girl in the basement that got raped by her own father and was forced to bear his children. Oh yeah, she should have never talked to that boy, so I'm going to make sure her father just drags her down to the basement and impregnates her. But it's all in my good plan to teach her a lesson about why she shouldn't have done it in the first place. Does that sound right? No. Does that sound logical to you? No. It does not sound logical. You want to know why? Because it's not, and it never will be. I don't give a fuck. You know what I'm saying? I feel like we can acknowledge that he's flawed. He needs to do better. There's nothing wrong with saying, hey, God, I think you need to step in on this. I think you need to do better with how you manage things because the world is going to shit and it's under your rule. You know what I'm saying? Or about the Cleveland case about those 3 missing girls in that house. Oh, yeah, she should have never tried to get a puppy for her son. Now she got stuck there for how long was she stuck there for 7 to 10 years or so? Yeah, we're just gonna have her stuck there and have her raped constantly by that same guy. And the last girl that he kidnapped, we're gonna have her bear his child through rape. Excusez-moi? Huh? But that's that's the pain and suffering. And they should be glad and rejoiceful for the freedom that they were given after enduring such a horrible experience. That sounds good. That sounds nice. That sounds lovely. Oh yeah. Who's it? I know he's a smart kid, but let me guide him slowly to the gangsters that are across the street and have them groom him into becoming just like them. So he could slowly drop out of school, get into crack, and lose his life. Yeah, but that's all God. That's completely logical. You know, it's all God's plan. Yeah, it's all God's plan because it makes the most sense because he decides it. You know what I'm saying? He decides it. He's so amazing that he creates all these terrible things just to make people happy. What is the parent supposed to be rejoicing at their child's funeral because they died from an overdose? Oh my God, my child is free from the overdose. No, bitch. Why did God let my child die from an overdose? Why? I did all the good things in the world that I could do. I went to church. I prayed on my knees for my child's recovery and nothing happened. Oh, but let's also talk about this. It's also God's plan that in the house of God that He allows the grapings of children from the preachers. Can we talk about that? Oh yeah, it's God's plan. Oh, what's going on in my house of Christ? Oh, oh, it looks like the preacher is taking the young boy into a bathroom. Oh, he's locking the door? Oh my God. Oh my God. The preacher's getting naked. I can't see this. I can't see this. It's disrespectful. I cannot see my children naked. Oh, they're done. Oh, okay. The boy's limping. To the house of God. It's just, gotta make sure that he rejoices the time when his preacher dies, because it is not gonna leave a lifelong impact. But yes, it makes so much sense. It makes so much sense. It's God's plan. It's God's free will. You know what I'm saying? It's amazing. It's amazing of what God can do, because you can go through the most heinous thing in the entire world, and God will make you suffer through it. You would wish you would have died, but you will come out stronger because it's in God's plan. See that crackhead that's cracked out? It's God's plan, because if they finally die from an overdose, they will know what it's like to be set free. Do you see how, it doesn't make any fucking, it doesn't make sense. It doesn't make any sense. Oh, y'all, I can't do anything about the child. Oh, hold on, I got another one. Oh, you see that? I don't know if you guys heard about that case with the alligator and that 3-year-old boy. Oh, I see the child playing in the water. Oh, there's a crocodile. I could tell the crocodile not to harm the child, but it looks like I made the child's parents not pay attention to the kid. Oh well, God's plan. Eat that motherfucker. You see, Oh, I didn't actually think you was gonna eat the motherfucker. Dad, get the. He didn't even get the right alligator, but get one of the alligators. Yep. Nope, not wrong one. Nope. Oh, two more, three times the charm. Okay, now you got the body. Now you found the body. Yep. The baby already dead, but you found the body, Dad. You found the body. That's God's plan, though. That's God's plan. That's God's plan. Oh, let me create guns. Let me make the creation of guns. Oh, it looks like there's a 12-year-old student. He has an R15 in his backpack. Huh. I wonder what he's gonna do that in a school full of children. Let me just have him take it out. But it's okay. The children will understand the gratitude of life after they see all their teachers and other students get mutilated to death. Oh yes. Make them suffer. But I'm gonna make some children have survivor's guilt. But the rest of you motherfuckers could die. I don't give a shit about the rest of you. You see how flawed that is? You see how flawed that is? But you guys want to say that God didn't make, He didn't make, come on. Come on. Oh, yeah. So, I see this young lady. She just got finished getting assaulted in an alley. I'm gonna impregnate you with your assaulter's baby because it's God's plan and I do whatever the fuck I want. Oh, you got religious psychosis parents? Oh yeah, that was my doing because I put that baby in you for a good old reason. It's because I wanted you to carry on your assaulter's genetics. So whenever you see that baby, you can hate that child for the rest of its life, and you will not put it up for adoption because I don't want it to. Your parents don't want you to put it up for adoption. You got to raise that baby. You got to see the face of your assaulter every day for the rest of your life until the day you die, because that's your child. Oh, after the baby born, she what? She hung herself. Oh. That was in the plans too. I don't know why I was so weird talking about somebody's highlight. I was just kidding. Oh my God. You see how flawed it is? He created everything. Oh, there's a man that's in the morgue. Let's take a look. Let's take a look. Oh, he's in the morgue. Oh, he's pulling out one of the female patient's bodies. I wonder what he might. Oh, he's pulling his pants down. We are not going to create necrophilia. It has to have a word. I think it's a nice ring to it. Necrophilia. Nice ring to it. We got to create a whole community for these things. Oh, there's a man that found the donkey. I'm gonna make sure he sees that the donkey is sexually arousing to him. I'm gonna make that into bestiality. Yes, that's the right. And you guys want to tell me that he didn't create nothing? He created everything. He is God. He created everything. That sounds like Satan, actually. Satan doesn't have power over the world as much as you guys hope that he does. He doesn't have that much power. He's stuck in hell. What is he going to do from up here? What is he going to do from up here? Absolutely fucking nothing. He can't even send demons to haunt you. He doesn't have that power. He doesn't have that power. He's stuck in hell. He does not have power over anything. You're mistaking free will for God's plan. I mean, it's the same thing, is it not? He can see everything he can see the future. If you was to go commit a crime right now, he already seen that shit happen and he just let it happen. That's his plan. Oh, I'm gonna look into the future. Oh, okay. Oh my God. He became a crack addict. Oh. Oh, he found drugs on the street. I'm not gonna prevent that shit. That's his plan. That's my plan. That's his plan. Like, he created it. He can see everything. That's his plan. If he can see something, he's obviously gonna plan for it to he planned for it to just go on out. He don't have no plans of stopping it. That's his plan. That's his plan. Saying got power over humans? No, he doesn't. He does not have any power in this world. Do you want to know why? Because he's banned from Earth. He does not have any power from it. If he even tries to step foot into Earth, he get his ass whooped and sent back down. Like, no. Be careful of the words you speak. Why? Ultimate question, why did he create Satan in the fallen? Because he wanted somebody to blame. That's why you guys are blaming Satan. How are you going to blame Satan for telling y'all to have some knowledge? You going to blame the person that's trying to teach you instead of the one that's trying to make you dumb? Because that's what it is. In the beginning, he asked Adam and Eve if they want to get the knowledge that they deserve. They say yes, and they eat whatever fruit that it is, or whatever they ate off the tree of knowledge. The tree of knowledge. Tree of knowledge that God told them not to eat from. He put Satan there to fearmonger, because if you're going to have knowledge about this, you got to be feared about that. So if you want to be just like Satan, I'm going to send your ass just like you. Oh, you want to do good in school, bitch? I'm going to whoop your ass. I'm going to whoop your ass and then light you on fire, because why are you doing that? That's basically what he's saying. We can't stand it. We don't stand a chance, bro. We don't stand a chance against God's plan. We all finna die from evil, bro. Are you actually interested in the Bible, or are you done with it? I'm actually interested because I do read it just to get more insight. That's a devil, duh. No, the devil doesn't have any power. Okay? He's in hell. He does not have any power. You can't have design without a designer. Exactly. God created Satan. So even if it is the devil, it's actually really God under disguise, because God created evil and Satan is evil. And he's also an embodiment of God. So, you know, she is so misinformed and ignorant. I mean, I got this from the Bible. I mean, there is 450 other variations of the Bible. So I could be possibly wrong and you could be possibly right. But we will never know, because there are 450 other variations of the Bible. No way. He's controlling you right now, blasphemy. I don't know. No, he doesn't have power over us. I don't think you guys understand that. Oh, I'm so tired. Oh, permissive authority. Satan is not autonomous. His actions are allowed by God. So your God's allowing him to come through my body. Your God's allowing him to come through my body and spew this blasphemy. So who are you really gonna blame, bro? Yo, you can't blame me. It's God's fault. He gave him the permission to do this to me, bro. God gives him permission on what to do and like what, bro? The devil has limited, permitted power over God's creations. Permissive authority. Satan is not autonomous, or whatever. I think he doesn't have the power over it. His actions are allowed by God, often for refining believers or as part of a fallen world. So he's allowing this to happen. Your God is allowing this to happen right now. He's allowing this to happen. He can stop it at any time. But he's not. You want to know why? Maybe she possessed. Yeah, your God allowed the devil to possess me, I guess. That's what you're saying. Like, I don't know. It's up to you. I mean, I don't really believe in none of that nonsense. Yes, he has permission to do evils to us. So who is it really to blame? Are you going to blame the devil for taking advantage of God letting him in? Or are you going to blame God for letting him in? Are you going to blame the serial killer if that dumb blonde bitch let him inside the house? Or are you gonna blame the dumb blonde bitch for allowing the fucking serial killer in the house? Like, can we be so can we be so serious? Like, come on, bro. Like, come on, bro. It's cool not to believe, but I'm not disrespecting anything. I'm literally just reading off what you guys are saying, and this is also in the Bible in Job, 1 to 12. So if Jesus died before us, did he die for the ones before him? I don't know. So those who have been in hell before Jesus has died and they've done some heinous shit, I guess they get magically forgiven and they just all just go up to heaven. You know? So I guess. Like, are we dying to live or are we living to die? That's actually a good question. He gave everybody free will. Either you come to his side or not, you will be punished. So that's not free will. That's not free will. That's blackmail. You do this, like I want you to, or you do that, and I send you to hell where you suffer for all eternity. That's not free will. That's not free will at all. What the fuck? What? That's like saying, here, you either eat this grilled cheese, even though it has poison in it, or you eat this non-poison grilled cheese. And if you eat the non-poison grilled cheese, I'm gonna slit your throat. That's what it is. That's what it is. What? What? That's blackmail. That's bad. You're not supposed to do that. That's not free will at all. That's like, like, no, bro. No, that's not free will at all. This is embarrassing. Yeah, for you. I don't feel embarrassment at all. Notice how you think dumbass is bad. What if I say you saying my name is bad? What? You have a choice. You have a choice, sure. But if you choose the wrong thing, you're gonna get punished for it. That's like saying, hey son, you can either play baseball like I want you to, or you don't. But if you don't, I'm gonna whoop your ass because you should have chose the one that I wanted you. Like, you see how that sounds? She is pro-choice. I mean, is it wrong to be pro-choice? I'm trying to figure it out. I mean, that's free will, right? If you guys want to talk about God, he gives you the free will to be pro-choice. She thinks you look good. Yeah, I don't think, I don't think. I know. Oh, 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 mm, 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 mm. You know what I'm saying? Like, bro. When I was a baby, I had to change my own diapers. That's crazy. Musty? No, strawberry shortcake. Sorry, babe. You look so good. Thank you. My phone's about to die. And I gotta go to sleep. Now her rizzing us up at 1 a.m. I'm gonna rizz y'all up until the day I die. Mm, 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 mm. Like, come on, bro. It'll probably be more understanding if it's correlated with freedom. We in USA have free will, yet laws and prisons for consequences. Yeah, but we have to also acknowledge that the justice system is flawed. Like a drug dealer gets more time than a pedophile. That's the flaw. We can acknowledge that they're there for the purpose of the good, but we also can acknowledge that it's flawed. Just like how we can acknowledge that God is also flawed. There's nothing wrong with being flawed. We only have to just fix it. Okay? All God has to do is just fix it and he'll be okay. But y'all saying that it's wrong to say that he's flawed isn't, how is he going to take accountability for his actions? You know? How? If we can try to get the justice system to be less flawed and actually fair. What's my flaw? I'm not rich. That's my flaw. I'm not rich, and I'm also very, like, not lazy, but I'm tired all the time, and I also procrastinate a lot. That's my flaw. And my flaw is like I can be way too blunt. Like sometimes I could just say stuff, and it might not go along with some people, but I do have a tendency to be blunt. It may come off rude and stuff like that. So I apologize if it does. But like, yeah, do I floss? Of course I floss. What the fuck am I talking about? I don't know. Oh, I'm talking about my flaws. Everybody has flaws. Everybody has flaws. There's nothing wrong with flaws as long as we work to fix them. Okay? We're all broke. That doesn't change the difference to be a flaw. Yeah, that's a flaw right there. It's a flaw in the system. Can't even understand what she's saying. Am I talking gibberish? I'm tired, guys. I'm sorry. I know I'm like talking a lot, but we can continue this some other time. Maybe I can like do a Discord call or whatever. But I have to wait until I get my setup because I can't do it now. But if you have enjoyed this live stream, don't forget to give it a big thumbs up and subscribe and hit the notifications bell if you want to join the live stream. I also appreciate those who have donated. It does help a lot, helps out grow the channel and helps me get some things that I need for the channel and my other channel, which is Royal Plays 04 if you want to see me, and check that out or whatever. That's my new gaming channel and ASMR channel. But if you have enjoyed that shit, yeah, so from one royal to another, bow to you. Until next time, my royal kingdom. Bye.